Welcome everybody to part 2 of the definitive playthrough of Red Dead Redemption. Today we are joined by, of course, John Marston himself, Rob Wiethoff. How are you, Rob?
I'm so good. Thank you, man. Thank you all for coming. This is so exciting. It's so awesome. Having a lot of fun with it. Thank you.
And our special guest, Bill Williamson himself, Steve J. Palmer. How are you, mate?
I'm doing good, Dan. Thanks for having me on. It's my first time on your channel. I feel privileged and honored to be up here at the 6 something in the morning on my time to watch you get shot in the face in the desert over and over, and the fans just totally geeking out about it. See, I'm all ready.
Oh, I love it.
The vintage
Yeah.
Outlaws to the end. Outlaws to the end.
That's
I'm
right.
sitting here on my porch. We're talking. I'm my Gators. I am so excited about college football. About to start, or actually started yesterday. And then, I love this time of year. Let's do it.
Hey guys, you can hear us all good. Just let us know if you can hear us all good. We had a couple of tech issues last week, but they should be all ironed out. Today we're hopefully going to get to Fort Mercer where we assault. I think we've got about 14 or 15 missions to get there, so we'll see how we go. That's the target.
Yeah.
We made some good progress last week, me and Rob. Didn't we, Rob? How'd you find it?
Yeah. It's fascinating, man. It's just really to see it. I mean, I've seen it. I have seen it on YouTube, so I can't pretend like this is the first time I've ever seen any of this footage. But to watch it actually be played through with someone is quite the experience. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Really.
And of course, guys, I'm on the sticks again. I'm playing. We're playing on an Xbox Series X. These two are going to watch, commentate, and any stories they've got. Should be a lot of fun. Rob, you've got a YouTube. Did you get that cracking?
I did. I do have a YouTube channel, and it's the same username.
Whoa, Rob,
as I have.
you've gone static on us, mate. Are you there?
Oh no!
The chicken keeps failing.
No.
Oh,
We can hear. We can hear.
we can hear you, but it's like you look like a scan bar at a grocery store. You look like you're like $5.99 on sale. We scan.
Turn your video off and on, Rob. That should help, maybe.
All right, let's do this. Turn off camera.
I thought I was going to be the one with technical difficulties today because I can't tell if I'm freezing up.
I think I'm back now. I'm back.
Yep, you're back. Just remember, guys, well, I'm in Australia, Steve's in LA, and Rob's in Indiana. So there is some tech here to get this working, but we're all up and ready to go. Before we get into it, guys, thanks for sharing all those clips. I know there was some really good ones on TikTok. Dutch still has a plan on TikTok. He posted one. I don't know if you saw it, Rob. 100,000 views. That was great. Keep them coming. They're great. Speaking of TikTok, Rob had quite a funny video on there in Instagram. Do you want to share that underwear story, Rob?
Oh, yeah. I don't know why. Honestly, people would comment and say, "Yeah, I'm so glad that you shared that information. What am I supposed to do with that information?" I think it's every now and then. I'm just gonna let you know some random information about myself, like the day that I accidentally went to work with my underwear on inside out for the entire day. I had no idea till I went to take a shower and realized, you know what? Whatever. I guess if it's something that puts a smile on your face, that's what it's for. But that really did happen.
Has that happened to you recently, Steve?
I didn't put it on inside out. I've been in a rush and I put it on backwards, which is probably worse.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a G-string.
Well, yeah, and then you just realize because I wear the boxer briefs, so there's something for the fans. No, but
Uh,
yeah, but then you realize you're on, and you just switch them around. So nothing that can't fix in 2 seconds. But yeah, we all do silly things when we're in a rush for time, or we're not thinking. So,
Beautiful.
yeah, I don't know if they're inside out, but they're front is back and back. I'll wear a dress shirt and then have like a white tee or a V-neck underneath. And sometimes in a rush, the t-shirt is inside out. If it's a white undershirt, who gives a crap? Because no one's going to see the tag, I don't think, and it's gonna absorb the sweat the same way as a guy who's dealing with the heat in the LA summer. But yeah, yeah, who's gonna pick that out? A very boring, sad person's gonna pick that out. It's like that's what you have time to do. Notice that my undershirt's inside out. So
I love your cup, by the
what are
way.
you gonna do?
Yoda.
I love my cup too. It's funny because I have a collection of coffee mugs people aren't privy to. I have like almost a original Star Trek coffee mug of all the original cast. I have a Smurf one. I have a Puss in Boots one from Shrek. I have had an nice Elvis one that broke. That was a sad day. But I have a bunch of cool collector coffee mugs that I should probably showcase more. But I just feel like the force is with me as we play Red
That's
Dead.
it.
So I'm drinking out of Yoda's head.
Hey, Rob, everyone here is asking if you can see the chat. Steve can't see the chat, so we're going to relay to him.
I
But
can actually see the chat.
you can see
because
it
I'm doing
now,
this on
but
my
when
phone.
we
But
switch to the
I
game,
have to do that.
yeah, when we switch to the game, it'll
Yeah.
be difficult. But Rob, everyone's asking, where's that cow? There it is. Here we go. He's onto it.
Doing.
Yeah, he's got the cowboy hat. Yeah,
There
they
we
said
are.
we can't start unless you got that on, Rob. So
What? And you know what? And so far, I can hear everything just fine without the ear, without the what do I
Beautiful.
call it?
Ear pads.
Earpad.
Ear pads, yeah. An
course
iPad and
I
an
did.
AirPod, yeah, put together.
It's exactly. Yeah.
It looks good. I love that hat, by the way. The first time I saw Rob wear that hat was SAC Anime in 2019,
Yeah.
and I love that hat. That's a cool hat.
Thank you.
Hey, I just want to point out in the comments that question that I always get is coming up. Every fourth question is that question. I'm going to answer it now.
Get it
I'm
out of
going
the
to
way.
do this
Yeah.
so get out of the way. Everyone asks, and my answer is not going to change. Everyone asks, "Hey Steve, I have a question. Is Bill Williamson secretly gay?" And here's the answer to that. Yes, there are parts in Red Dead 2 that hint that he might be, and if not particularly gay, he might be bisexual. We don't know. It's something that's played with, and if people look for clues, it is something that can be put together. The answer to that, however, is I can as an actor, I can only work with what the writers give me in script. The true answer is Bill Williamson gay? The answer is that depends on what the writers want in the end. Rob and I have talked about it. Our guess is as good as the fans out there, whether or not there's going to be like another prequel, Red Dead 3, what have you. But I would say that in the end, it is up to Rockstar Games and the writers to determine what that is. If they did another game and they wanted to explore that, I am all for that. And I would do my best as an actor to explore that in a genuine sense. But it's not up to me to say. I personally think it's better left ambiguous because by doing that, you can you kind of include everybody. There's something, I think there's something to be said about that question remaining ambiguous, because by doing so, I think that it can include more people as far as what they think Bill is going through. Whether he has PTSD and is gay, if he's PTSD, there was no term for it then. He might be either asexual or pansexual. I don't know. There's someone out there that fits in those categories who might see Bill that way. So who are we to tell them what's going on in Bill's head? I mean, that's the question for the ages, as far as like trying to break down characters. What's Bill thinking, or what's any character? But to be honest, and I wanted to tackle this early, so I get that question a lot, and I think that that's the best answer. When it really comes down to it, it's up to the wonderful writing staff at Rockstar to flesh it out if they choose. But I believe that it's more interesting if that remains an ambiguous part of his overall character. So
great answer.
That's the answer I'm sticking with.
Yeah, thank you for that. No, that's great. And another question we get a lot is there going to be a Red Dead Redemption remake? None of us know, and even if these guys did, they're not telling us anyway, right? Well, let's hope they do one day, but at the moment, I'm pretty sure they're working on Grand Theft Auto 6. And another question we get as well is, will we end up playing Red Dead 2 after this stream? Well, let's just finish this one first, one step at a time, guys. If this is a success, if people enjoy this, if we get enough support, then we will look at doing another one down the line. A few things that we need to address before we get going. I've bumped up the video quality, so that should be good. The bit rate's up. Audio should be better now. Some of the scenes, people couldn't hear Rob last time, so he's been bumped up now. He should be all good. Just let me know in the comments if it's still a bit iffy, and I'll bump him up. I'm actually Australian, not British. There's a few people that thought I was British, which I get. People from the States mistake the accents, but I'm actually from Australia. And yeah, we're listening to your feedback, guys. You guys wanted guests. We got Steve. You want a better audio, better connections. And yeah. But with that said, guys, I think we should get into it. Is there anything you two wanted to say quickly before we get into it to the fans?
I want to just say, Dan, thanks for having me on your show. And this game, I mean, as great as Red Dead 2 is, this game, and we were talking about before, Red Dead Redemption came out in 2010. It's been 12 years. This game still holds up extremely well. And I'm honored to be part of this live stream and this chat back and forth during your play. I think this is awesome.
Thanks, Steve. And Rob?
Yeah, I'm so happy that so many people are interested in this, and I'm really enjoying it too. So thank you for hanging out. And I'm reading the stream too. This is awesome. People are having a good time. I love it. I love all this. It's so good. Thank you, Dan.
No, my pleasure. And quickly, Rob, I had a question here. Tips for gutting out a home and not holding on to any sentimental items. Same for you, Steve. Any tips for Jason?
Jason, what? I don't know. I'm kind of one of those people that needs help with that too. Actually, we recently went through our garage to make room, probably just for more junk. I guess. Really, what do? You clear stuff out, and then you fill the hole with other stuff that you don't need, that you have, whatever. So, Godspeed. I wish you the best. Steve may have better answer for you.
Here's my answer. I live in Los Angeles. Are you out of your mind? I rent.
All right.
Oh, God. Yeah. Thank you again, Jesse, for becoming a member. We really appreciate anyone supporting us with super chats or becoming a member. Thanks some of the members here. Michael Does Live, Sandy, Lisa, Ali Night Road, Polo, Rhett Gaddy, Maxi, Let's Survive, I Am Pathetic, Dylan, James, Ambient Dogboy, Alienator, Back to Gaming, James, X-Garbett, Bushy, James Campbell. And we appreciate it, guys. We are going to get into it. Nicole Bell, looking forward to this again, boys. Appreciate your work. Thank you very much, Nicole. Rhett Gaddy, what a great bunch of blokes. What do you think, guys?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Drimes, Rob and Steve, if Rockstar made a new Outlaw game that didn't include Bill or John, would you want to portray a different character?
Yeah. I would love to work with Rockstar in any capacity. I really, really enjoy those people. So yeah.
I can't see them working on another Western game that isn't Red Dead. But I've said this. I would love to be in another game with them, an opportunity. I'm a fan of Bully. And if they did a Bully 2 and they needed like some type of calculus teacher, yelling at the kids, oh, Jimmy Hopkins, I would love to do that. I think that's cool. Also, I had said this, if Rockstar ever did like its own kind of like pirate game, I would have to be in that. I would have to be in a pirate. And like an open world pirate game would I'd be like, yeah, can we do that?
You'd be like Blackbeard or something?
Amazing. Or something just different, because you think of like a high profile thing, you think of Jack Sparrow, you think of Disney and Pirates of the Caribbean. But if Rockstar did their own thing, I would have to be involved. I'd have to be involved in that. It's like, just let me be a guy, mopping the deck. Or something, but I would just want to say that I could be in. I would think that would be awesome.
I'll play one of your pirates on your ship.
History teacher.
Yeah, I'll either be one of the pirates with a couple of lines, Rockstar, if you're listening, or I'll be one of the kids that in the school.
Yeah,
I'm happy with that. All right, let's do this, guys. Here we go. Let's get into it. I think we're going to kick things off with a Marshall Johnson, Lee Johnson mission.
What a great character!
Remember how cool he was, Steve?
Anthony DeLongis.
Yes,
or DeLongis, I guess.
He's like a real cowboy, wasn't he?
Yeah, him and his wife. I believe they run a ranch out. They have property out past Chatworks or Porter's Ranch, which is like west of here of LA. It's about like a 20-minute drive outside of LA, and they own a property. He is a I've seen him on History Channel, like with doing like those stunt shows where they make medieval weapons. And they use them, and Anthony's, he was such a great
Not particularly. Listen, son, I know you got a mission.
Yeah, he's
right
awesome.
now, I need enough gun.
Why? What's happening?
I've had this problem for months with this group of bandits. We're getting drunk.
And I'm also going to pause it a few times because people wanted you guys to dissect any scenes that you could. Do you remember this one at all, Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Spare the Rod, Spoil the Bandit. I've got a story. I've got a story with this one.
Oh, you do?
I got a story with this. Yeah. I'll tell you when to pause. I'll tell you what. I'll say, hey, Dan, hit pause, and I'll tell you my story with this.
Okay. Cool.
I want to hear it too.
I think you've heard it, but I'll tell it again. Yeah.
Last night they went to a big place up near Ridgewood.
They burnt the place down, killed the men, burning most of them alive, and raped the women. Women folk then got their throats slit. One of them survived and walked in here this morning.
Anyway, we got a posse gathering up near Ridgewood. Will you ride with us?
All right.
Thank you, John Marston. It's gonna be a bloody job.
I don't think I know any other kind, sir.
We can hear all good, guys. Let me know if you can hear us in the game, and we're right to go.
That's Frank, Deputy Eli. It's actor Frank Noon. Frank's a great guy.
Yeah,
yeah. He was then. He's still now there. Everyone in this scene's still alive. I don't think it's not like they passed on. But no, this is Deputy Jonah, Brad Carter. Brad's a super talented guy. Still friends after all these years.
Come on.
Yeah, there's so many people a part of this project, isn't there? You know, it's hard to keep in touch with everyone. Yeah, but it's good to because I know you guys have a little group chat for Red Dead 2, don't you, or something?
Oh yeah, we have a text thread that we talk if not every day, every couple days. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's a lot of support for each other and a lot of making fun of each other, and it's good. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good people.
Yeah.
Game's a little quiet. Let's bump it up for you guys.
Ain't no survivors here, Marshal. Man, this don't look too good.
Somebody was so busy killing people, they went and dropped their gun.
Mine now, sucker! I think that's what John said then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Nobody knows. I'm just going to add lines in every now and then.
Yeah.
Is it still weird hearing your voice, both of you guys, in a game? Like,
I mean, I'm used to it. You know, but the fact that it's cool. You know, but that's not just the voice. That's our movement. That's us doing everything. You know, and it's just the technology was awesome then, and it's even better now. But like I said, this stuff still holds up. It still holds up, and that's the great thing about Rockstar is they do such amazing work that when they finally, you know, they take their sweet time. But when they finally drop something, that thing, whatever it is going to last the test of time, and they know it. So that's why they're like, we don't have to check in with anyone. Take Two is cool with. They're like, yeah, you do awesome. Take your time, and they do that. And then when it's done, they drop it. It's like boom, and then everyone's like, hey, and that's just how they go, and it works every time. So.
Ridgewood Farm.
Place looks deserted.
And for everyone listening and watching, Steve's actually a bit of an expert on Red Dead 1 and 2. You've played it a few times back to front, haven't you?
I think I have played both games more than actual hours I put in making them. I've played over just to experience the nuance and played them again during the great COVID lockdown of 20 and 21. But I think one of the cool things, if you look at the graphics of both games, like when the sunrise coming up, that was so therapeutic for people in the last couple of years who were afraid to go outside. And this is a great therapeutic way of virtually going outside and feeling like you were hiking or being out in the sun. And I know that may sound weird, but that's why there was such a spike in playing in the last couple of years. Because it's like, oh, I'm outside. I can't wait to do this in real life. You know, have a campfire.
Yeah.
Some people did, but it's different. Like people in cities and stuff.
Oh.
This was a safe space.
Shit.
Yep.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Holy Holy sweet mother of mercy.
Please don't shoot me. Some bandits came by and took us hostage. They're holed up in the farmhouse. Some of my family is being kept hostage inside.
This has gone far enough. Get into that house.
Shit.
Smoke those guns.
What's with Barnes in this game just having bad endings?
I know, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We got a question here from Lionbacks. Thanks for putting this on, Dan and Steve. Great stuff. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on Rob's character, on Bill's character. You're serotonin in human form. God bless, friends. Thank you all for being here today.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Yeah. And I'm starting to really wake up now, so that's really good. And looking at the sky, it's nice and overcast and cool out, so it's like, oh, this is perfect.
I'm still getting familiar with this game. It's been so long.
Well, I think it's cool. There are
pretty little
places,
thing.
little nooks and crannies in this game that you can't go to in Red Dead 2, which I think is
As soon
fascinating.
as it looks clear.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about Mexico. I'm talking about other stuff too.
Right. So you played both games in COVID, Steve? Uh-oh.
Yeah, no,
And that's what happens when you,
No,
that's what happens when a
did.
hostage dies, guys.
look what I did. I distracted.
No.
Well, we got started.
Smoke those sons of bitches.
Accidentally shot her right in the face, right in the teeth.
Go to that vent stand and you kill that bastard first. Making these, let him be the first one. Or well, kill the guys. Yeah.
I've got my shooting tank.
Hold on a second. Let me check my juice. I'm doing okay.
All right, let's go and deal with this hostage the right way, eh?
Yeah, just he needs to die. There we go.
Got
There
it.
you go.
You didn't even need Deadeye. Didn't even need it.
No, I don't need it. I don't think, you know
Shit.
what? We haven't even used Deadeye this whole time.
Not once.
Not once, no. We really should be using it, actually.
No, I think you're doing just fine.
Yeah. As long as they fall and don't get up.
Red Dead Redemption 1 has always been my happy place. Thank you guys for your part in such a wonderful piece of
As soon
art.
as you can, make a run for the shed.
That's from Ronnie.
Keep your head down.
Thanks, Ronnie.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ronnie. So glad people enjoyed it so much.
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, I get it.
To the south. But then some robbers started chasing him down like wild dogs. I thought you were supposed to protect us, Marshal. You folk ain't men. You ain't nothing. You're just a man on a government payroll taking money that the rest of us have to pay for with our lives. What is wrong with this country?
Not up, men. The man that kills the boss of that bunch gets $50.
It ain't about the money, Marshal. These are people's lives. People's homes.
Do you remember that actor, Rob? She's actually really convincing.
I know. Honestly, I've got cold chills all over again because I remember that.
Yeah.
That was early on too, and I remember thinking like, these people are really, really doing it. That was intense. I remember that.
Did you have a moment like that on set? Sorry to cut you off, Rob. Do you have a moment like
You're
that
good.
on set, Steve?
Maybe. All this sure looks like they're
You
handling.
thought, wow,
Come
look at
on,
this
Marshall.
performance from this
Let's give you
actor.
a chance.
Paul.
Oh no, there was
Let's just say
No, I- like, I-
currency in a complicated
I'm trying to think
transaction.
of the there are definitely moments like that in Red Dead 2,
Pleasure of knowing I want him dead.
because there were certain more moments, but there was we did one scene
It's like family.
If this is how you treat your family,
with
I'd
Peter
hate to see what you
Blomquist.
do to your enemies.
That was a lifetime
As,
ago.
I think a scene where he's at the table
Somebody on the cliff.
with Joe and Cleet in Beaver's Hollow.
You just walk away now, John.
Oh, here we
I
go.
didn't kill you before, but I sure as shit will now.
Get yourself down here, Bill. You know you ain't man enough to stop me. You know I don't want to kill you, but I will.
You always did have a high opinion of yourself, John. Dutch always said you were an arrogant son of a bitch. I guess he was about right. Get him, boys!
Brilliant.
Everybody, take
Oh,
cover!
that's it.
In that
Steve.
shed!
Remember. Go ahead. Finish your story. And
No,
then
no,
I'll
I
I'll pause
was
it for
just
you
saying-
guys. I'll pause it for you guys. Go ahead.
There, to answer your question, there's one scene that they're sitting at that back table by the cave at Beaver's Hollow, and Joe and Cleet are on either end. It's like when they first get to Beaver's Hollow, and Arthur will go up and he's like, "Whoa, who the hell are these guys?" And Mike is introducing him. Peter did this take where he's just sitting there, like chewing on the bottom of his lip, and then he does this thing where he just starts gritting his teeth and he just starts sucking the air in between his teeth. So it's like,
Yeah.
and it was just this chilling moment and little things he was doing. And I just, I was, I guess the actors, Joe or Cleet, weren't there that day, or I was, just, and I think I was sitting in just as a body double for either Joe or Cleet, and I was watching that scene with him and Arthur, or him and Roger, and I was just like, oh, that was a nice. That was just one of my favorite moments. It was just nice.
Peter had a lot of those. He was
Oh yeah.
Stand here. Stay in cover.
so cool.
Watch your
Well,
head.
here's what I want to know, because I was talking about this on the first installment of this. I guess was when we first started working. They had you up in the
God, how he's
hallway.
dead
Up
guy.
above.
Yeah.
They're coming at us from
Yeah.
all sides.
Keep going, Rob. Sorry.
Yeah.
Did
Yes,
they-
there was that built-up thing, and I was feeling where I was kind of scared of heights, but I didn't mind going up there because it helped with your. It helped. I said, well, I can climb up there to help with Rob's line of sight, at least because they weren't filming me, they were filming you, and you're like, if you don't mind. And I went up there and did it, and then there was this weird upper balcony in the volume there at I think that was Perspective Studios. That was in Santa Monica. Because I never went to New York on Red Dead 1. All my stuff was done in Santa Monica. They had rented a space they used down by it's like down by the beach, down by just a few blocks up from the Santa Monica Pier, which was a great place to go. Yeah, but I used to climb up there and do it, and
I remember doing that for the very first scene that we did together, where
Yeah.
John walks up to Fort Mercer and
Down the hill.
but then did we do it again for that scene just now? Because I can't remember if we were both standing on the same ground you were talking to the floor.
no,
and I was
because
talking to Sid.
they built a rise that kind of looked like a hanging platform, like it was kind of up. I only climbed up for the Fort Mercer thing. I think for the other one, I climbed up on a precipice that they built, but but I didn't go in the rafters like I did before because it was it involved another actor, the person doubling there for Norman Deek. And the thing is when we did that, the actor who played Norman Deek, James Carroll, had I don't think he was cast yet, so they didn't know who to do it. So this scene coming up, James Carroll is not Norman Deek. You got to kill all these guys, and then I'll tell you when to pause. It's coming
Just
up
heard a
here.
Wilhelm scream, by the way.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look what I got
Here we go. Pause it. Pause
There's
it.
something that you're still
Pause it.
breathing.
All right. So there's Brad Carter. He's about to hog ride Norman Deek. That is not James Carroll. James Carroll was not there that day. That is me doing the motion capture for Norman Deek, and Brad Carter as Deputy Jonah is about to, he's like, come on, squeal, squeal. And he got on top of me. And I don't know if you remember this, Rob. We had to keep doing this scene because Anthony DeLongis kept laughing. Because it not just is like, I'm a big guy on all fours, and Brad's a lot smaller. And we both had our beards at the time. So he's one smaller guy riding a bigger beard, but we're in these pajamas with the ping pong balls, and he's getting on top of me. And you can hear like the Velcro snack, and like a couple balls are bouncing off. It was just one of the weirdest things. And we had to shoot it like 5 times because everyone kept breaking and laughing.
Oh man.
Because it just looked wrong.
Oh.
Oh,
They're
But
the funniest
yeah,
guys, aren't
this is me right here, being asked to squeal like a pig. That's me.
Come on, Bessie. Yeah. Oh.
Norman Deek.
oh.
Nice to see you again, buddy. Thanks for your help, John. Norman here is going to help us get to Bill. Ain't you, Norman?
Thank you, Mr. Dick. Mighty kind.
Fuck you.
Hog time. Let's get him to jail.
Get him to jail. Also, there's something I want to point out about this mission, Dan. This is just like has to do with the theory.
they? Yeah.
There are people that they look at Bill and they're like where he was in Red Dead 2. We're talking about like the story chronologically, and what happens to the character, and they say, well, he turned bad and stuff, and I think it goes into people like, well, he's theorized to be gay or whatever in the first game, but then he goes and he does all these horrible things, like he assaults, and it looks like it hints towards rape or things like that. I will say about this is only my personal theory about Bill when it comes to the original game with the story, is that his gang in this mission that you just finished did atrocious things. I personally think that Bill just maybe not necessarily sought his people to do that. I think at one point he was beside himself, and they're like, can we go do this? And he's like, yeah, whatever. Not even being aware of what his gang is doing. And they were left to his devices to do these things. And that's my theories as far as how ineffective a gang leader he was. People's like, oh, he was ruthless. It's like, I think he just used them as a shield to hide. And it's like, yeah, do whatever. I'm going to go this way. And I think that can add to the story of his either ineffectiveness, his insecurities, his fears, his cowardice, if you want to say. But I think that looking at that, I don't even think he was aware of half the things his gang was doing. It's just like, yeah, just go rob the bank, whatever happens, and he just turned the other way. In my head canon, this is just me as an actor, that he probably felt guilty about that, but he was already so lost, it was just a shrug of the shoulders like, oh well, which is even more tragic. But that's that's my take on it. If anyone wanted to know my take on it.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Great analysis. When did you come up with that analysis? Was that recently when you played it, or when you first?
No, but listening to fans and saying, "Well, Bill," people just they talk to fans or people in chats and other interviews I did. There's always these questions that come up. It's like, well,
yeah,
Bill, it's hard for me to feel sympathetic for Bill in Red Dead 2 because of the horrible things he did, and and then the fans apologize, and I'm like, no, I go, here's the great thing. I did the work. We do the work. People say, oh, it's a great story. It's a work of art. It's like, well, that's the highest praise. Thank you. But it's not up to me how you as an individual absorb the art, absorb the story. And one day, Rob and I will be long gone from the earth, and they'll remaster this game for people on their spaceships or whatever, like far in the future, if we're that lucky. And people are going to absorb the story, the characters, how they want to absorb it. And who are we to say that is right or wrong? It's like we did our jobs as storytellers. How you absorb it, there's no right or wrong answer for that. So some people are like, well, I still don't like Bill, and there'll be people, it's just like, well, I don't like the end of Red Dead 2 because Bill sided with Micah. And it's like, well, he didn't side with Micah. He sided with Dutch. But how you see it, it's not, in the end, it's not up to me. And that's kind of the wonderful thing about it, because people are going to absorb the story how they want to absorb the story. But if for whoever's curious about my opinion of it, that's my take. But that's an interesting thing. People are going to have their different takes, and they're not wrong because everyone absorbs the story differently.
It's up to interpretation. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. No, but last few years since the game came out, listening to people, and I find I don't think anyone's wrong. I'm very curious how people see things. So.
Do you find yourself, you two, on the Reddit, looking at these theories, the Red Dead Reddit? I think there's like a million people in there. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Well, no. I think there's the general theories. It's not as young as he used to be. Is Jack really John's son?
Yeah.
Is Bill gay? Was Micah really the rat the whole time? Was Dutch always crazy? Did that trolley accident in Red Dead 2? Like everything, and we can, us being people who had a portion of creating the characters, we could have our say, but at the same time, it's like a theory is a theory. I do the same thing when I'm watching Mandalorian. I'm doing the same thing as a fan. And because I'm absorbing a story a certain way, and you just at some point you let someone tell you a story, and people love to theorize. I'm guilty of it too. And then some people are just like, you know what? Just I don't want to guess. I don't want to assume. Just as a storyteller, just present me a story. Do your job and tell me a story, and whatever that story is, that's what the story is. So. But the fact that we got involved in something where people are theorizing, we are so luckier than most actors. The fact that someone actually, and it's like, we did this thing, and this thing has become bigger, and that's an amazing thing, and I'm honored to be because it warrants that kind of conversation still. 4 years later, or in this case, 12 years later. And the fact that I was part of something, the fact that Rob and I were part of something that did this twice, that people are analyzing and teaching it in the university level, is amazing. There are university level classes at colleges across the country that now are like teaching theories about this game. University of Tennessee in Knoxville did it last year, and Sam Strelitz and I, who plays Mary Beth, we were part of a class lecture this time last year, and it's just amazing. It is just completely amazing how people are absorbing it.
Hey, I saw Rob. Your face changed when Steve mentioned Jack. Do you want to elaborate on that? 'Cause people saw that in the chat too.
And it's so funny because it's just a character that I played, but I enjoyed it so much. And
Yeah.
honestly, a lot of those scenes where John is being so rude to Abigail, and he's just really mean to her. That was like kind of difficult. I think so. Here's another thing. So Abigail Marston was played by one actress in Red Dead Redemption, and then by a different actress in Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
And so when Callie Moore became Abigail Marston in Red Dead Redemption 2, she's the sweetest. Steve, you can say this too. The fun, bubbly, sweet Callie. Well, she didn't know, that I guess John can be as aggressive as he can. And so we did some of those takes where John was being so mean. And I could tell that Callie was kind of like, oh, gosh, like, I didn't expect this. And it caught her off guard, made me feel bad. But I thought, and so there's all these things that play into that. And then someone says, that's not John's son. And I think, you know what? Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. That may be true, but I don't hearing it.
You don't like hearing it? Okay.
I don't like it. No.
Well, the truth is, he is your son no matter what the biology. And that's the beautiful thing about the game is like the bond is strong where you can theorize it, but when it comes down to it, he is your son because he wouldn't, at the end of this game, he wouldn't have done what he did if he wasn't your son. And to you, he was dad, so that's what's important. Whoever the sperm donor is, that's your boy. But I get it, yeah. It's like I got my head cannon. You shut your mouth because this is what I think. Yeah.
I just saw a comment that said they all had her. Rob, remember that. I'm gonna scroll back down. I'm gonna find out your name, friend.
Guys, you can hear us all good right over this game. I'm just gonna double check here. You can hear us all good. And while we wait for an answer,
let me check my juice here.
Ebony here says I would sneak into my sister's room to play Red Dead 1. She would delete my progress every time, so I never made it past the MacFarlane Ranch missions. Still the best gaming experience I've ever had when I was young.
That's mean. That's so mean.
Way it goes, though, isn't it? Sneaking around.
Yeah, my sister would never. Well, when we were growing up in the 80s, we played Dig Dug and like Nintendo, and there really wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't a game like this, but oh my god, jeez.
Oh man,
it's like, dude, what did you do?
CH, thank you so much. By the way, for becoming a member, I appreciate that, CH. Thank you so much for the support. All right, let's slap the last horse. Were you actually slapping these horses in the mocap, Rob?
No. Thank God they didn't have me do that.
Yeah.
No, but were you there the day, Steve, that they brought a horse in and we rode the horse?
No, I wasn't there. I was not there that day, and I wanted to be because I love horses. But
yeah, it was so cool. They put the markers, the little reflective markers on half of the horse, and then they just mirrored the other half, so they were able to. But Anthony, the longest, was there, and he made that horse rear up. That was cool. I've never actually seen that in person. It was really cool to see it happen.
Sorry about all the.
No, Anthony was an expert on horses and guns.
My father fought.
And I remember because when we had our guns in this game, and Anthony was on set. But there's one time I was playing with the gun I saw some. I don't know. I did it, but it's like it kind of was sort of aimed, and he took the barrels because he was used to working on set, and that's such a good practice. I remember looking at it, I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He's like, "Just as habit." But that's as you know, in working in the industry, that's a very important thing now. And this Anthony he was just a consummate professional, knew everything about weapons, about horses, and he's just a great person. If you want something authentic Western, to have that person on set to answer any question about authenticity or something, he was just the guy's just a master, and just a great guy with a great sense of humor. But he's been in everything. I mean, if you look him up on IMDb and you look at his resume, your jaw's going to drop to see everything he's done as an actor, as a stunt coordinator. He's done everything.
Yeah. And you mentioned that, and so Frank Noon, who was Marshall
Eli,
Deputy Eli,
You saved my life.
So I mentioned last time that he was in Roadhouse. But Anthony was also in Roadhouse, wasn't he? I think Anthony DeLongis and Frank Noon were both in Roadhouse, and then they worked together again.
I think they were, which is awesome because that movie is one of Swayze's best to me. Roadhouse is a great movie.
Yeah,
and I heard they talked about remaking that, and I'm like, could you please not? Could you just let that be the '80s gem that it is?
Yeah, didn't you say Conor McGregor's in it, Rob? Last week?
Yeah, I think he's got the Swayze role. I think. I'm not certain, but
yeah,
it'll be good. It'll be a good movie.
What?
Of course it will.
All right.
Hey,
I know. I get it.
That's happening.
Yeah.
Roadhouse all right, guys, I'm leaving the chat.
Hey, we're not making it. We're not involved.
Hey, look, I think there's just some things that are sacred.
Yeah,
leave it alone, maybe. Yeah. Hey, it'll be good though.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, do you remember this scene at all? Where you crouched down? Because at this point, I feel like Bonnie is starting to have some feelings for you, or what do you think? Do you remember this one at all?
I don't. I'll have to listen to the dialogue.
Sell me some cattle. I prefer doing business with people I know.
Of course, Mr. Marston. It'd be my pleasure. Well, you get some rest. I've got to go see how my father's bearing up.
Oh yeah, she's totally into him.
Yeah, I think she.
Yeah, she's just waiting for Edgar Ross to just take out Abigail so she can make her move. That's exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Well,
I do remember reading.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
No, I'm sorry. I remember reading a lot about how people would say I really, really thought that John and Bonnie were going to get together, and I completely understand. I get it. I understand why.
Yeah, they wanted to ship. Hold on, guys. I'm going to move inside because my phone's almost dead. And
yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to take this party indoors.
Take it indoors.
What were you going to say, Dan? When I cut you off, sorry.
I was just going to say, what was your favorite scene with Bonnie, with that actor? I'm trying to. You got to forgive me. I forget all the actors' names half the time.
Well, Kimberly Irons.
Kimberly Irons. Yeah.
I remember.
What was your favorite moment on set with her? Was there any special moments you remember?
I remember. This is crazy, but I have no idea why this is the case. But there was a different actress for Bonnie for I think every bit of the performance capture part of Red Dead Redemption, and then so there was a woman who learned all the dialogue, performed it on set. I have no idea why it was changed to Kimberly, who then did the voice. I think it must have just been something. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, so then, so I never actually worked with her in person for Red Dead Redemption. I did for Undead Nightmare. And she's great. I mean, she's really cool and fun, and I think she's, enjoyed it. So one thing, though, that what stands out to me about working with Bonnie MacFarlane, the original Bonnie MacFarlane, is that we had these helmets on with, it held a camera out. I'm so sorry this chicken is right next to me laying an egg.
No, I don't
I'm
think
so
we can
sorry
hear it.
that's
It's all
so
good.
loud.
It's all good, Rob.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm yelling over the chicken, and I'm sorry. But so we had these helmets on that held your camera out. It also had a light on it, so that it would, they would be able to capture all your facial expressions, eye movements, all the stuff. And at one point, we were doing this scene, and her light, it was flicking on and off like a strobe light. And I remember her looking at me as we're going through the scene. Nobody ever said cut, but she had this look on her face like, why haven't they said cut? Why haven't they said cut yet? My eyes are going, it's like a strobe light in my face. And I guess, obviously, some of the stuff you had to be there to really understand why it was so funny. But the look on her face, anyway. I mean, it was just, I guess, it would be on a blooper reel if we had one. It would definitely be part of it.
Oh, where's the blooper reel, guys? Is there someone you can contact? I mean, what's it been, 12 years?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I would love to see one, too. I would love to see one.
Are you all good, Steve, by the way? I noticed you're vertical.
Yeah, my thing is locked and I won't unlock. I hit something and now because I'm a technical moron. And
so what's happening? It's not going horizontal.
No, I'm trying to turn my phone and it
There
won't.
you are.
It
Yeah,
won't.
it did.
It did?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. There you go.
You got it now.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm seeing everything on the side.
Oh,
no.
I don't know what happened. I just touched it.
Okay, we need a pro in the chat. How do we fix this? Someone in the chat. We need you're an iPhone user?
Yeah. How did that happen?
Yeah, someone will know.
Does it rotate? Did I hit something where it's on rotate lock?
Check the rotation lock is turned off. Yeah.
Right,
Check the rotation lock is off, Steve.
All right.
See Marston? Who?
Where is rotation lock? That's located where?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since after the fire.
Oh, I'm making a fool of myself.
When you swipe down
from the top left.
Swipe down from the top, and you'll see it.
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm sure she's fine.
No, it's locked now. It wasn't locked, so something happened. It's unlocked.
Who the hell's that?
Oh, it's not doing it. It's not unlocking.
Okay, so pull down your control panel and turn portrait lock off. See if that works.
No, portrait lock is off. See, now I've turned it on. Okay, I've turned it on. Let's see if it does a weird reverse thing. No, it's off. It's off. It's something's happening.
Toggle on and off, they said. If not, quit Discord and come back if you want. It should fix it too.
All right. Sorry, guys.
That horse, boy, or I'll shoot.
Yeah, no. It's all good. All good.
Love this.
Am I back?
Yeah?
Yeah, you're good.
You're good? You're good?
You're good there.
Okay, here.
Beautiful.
You got it. You got it, man.
Okay, interesting. This scene with this guy on the horse that come out wherever you are.
Yep.
I did this scene this is what I auditioned with for Bill in December of 2008.
Wow.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Were you nervous? Were you nervous, Steve?
I wasn't nervous at all because A, I didn't know what the hell I was auditioning for, and B, they had props everywhere. They had a table. I went in there and there was a table of props, and they had everything like gun belts, cowboy hats, boots, they had all kinds of stuff, and they said that they would ask me to put stuff on, and when I read this scene, and I read something else, I couldn't remember what it was from, but they said take a while and get off book for this like little mini monologue, and when you say it, and they set up these 3 folding chairs, and they said each one's a boulder, and you're in the middle of gunfire. And we want you to say the lines of this, but do it as you're like running for cover, fire a few shots, because they said we want to see how you move. Because they were testing everything, so it's like I remember I put on a holster, a cowboy hat. I had the beard like I is now, probably not as shaggy, and I'm saying these lines, and I'm going behind the thing, and I'm firing. And I'm kind of out of breath, but they wanted that natural. There's like
you committed, you committed to it.
I committed, and then I didn't hear anything, and then I never got a call back.
Yeah,
and then like a week after New Year's, this is like maybe around the 8th or 9th or whatever of January. My agent calls and goes, "Remember that Western video game thing you auditioned for?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that was right before Christmas." I was like, "Yeah, I never heard anything." He's like, "Well, you booked the bad guy." And I was shocked, and here we are.
Wow.
That's how that worked.
Yeah. Back in one piece. Hey, Mr. MacFarlane, this is a nice girl you got there. Get out from there. You know, part of me's got to thinking I should just.
Oh yes, you do. I love this guy.
You're a baby in that. What do you want? That's better. I want Norman Deke. I want him set free. Then you get your daughter back, mister.
We don't do deals with outlaws, boy.
Yeah, you do. Let's not waste each
There
other's
it
time
is.
pretending otherwise.
Yeah, you do.
Government
All right.
themselves ain't much more than a
Fix
bunch
the
of
lighting
crooks.
in here. There we go.
This is the land of opportunity, mister. And I'm giving you the opportunity to get your daughter back before 15 friends
this is a great mission.
take out all their anger and their loneliness.
I agree, Ronnie.
Where the hell is she?
Where is she, boy?
Bring Deke up to Tumbleweed in a couple hours. And don't get no funny ideas, or I will slit that whore's throat myself. You boys have a pleasant afternoon. Yeah!
He committed to that as well.
We do as he says.
He was
You
awesome.
And me, Marshal. Mr. MacFarlane, I'll get you your daughter back. I owe her that.
Please do.
I'll teach you some respect for the law.
Was that on the page? Hand on the shoulder? Do you remember?
Hurry up, boy. Let's go.
I don't know.
Quick as you can, Dick.
Our director was
Make sure
so
it's tied on good.
because he knew the technology. You got to remember, we didn't see any of this stuff, but he knew. Like I mentioned the first time, if you just sit still, if you sit perfectly still, you're going to look like a statue in the game. So you have to always be moving a little bit, whatever. And he would add in things like that, like just make it look more real. There's a point where he had John walks into the marshal's office and
Now you say that, John,
starts
but the
talking
only
to him,
thing
and
I
then
know for
realizes
sure
that he's
is
got
you
something
said
stuck to the bottom of his shoe. And he
He
did. He would direct me. Like, do things like that. Make yourself be
They come
alive.
down here dressed as
But-
cocky
and I-
as the king of diamonds, talking a lot of flannel
It's so
about
cool.
helping us,
It's just so
about
cool how.
spreading peace and civilization
Don't you
in the
think,
West,
Steve, like
they brought
the
nothing
way
but trouble
that they
and taxes.
do things to push the technology to its absolute threshold, right? But they don't know. They don't know the threshold. So how do they know how to? It's insane to me. How do they know?
They
Fascinating.
All they care about is
they don't. You know what? Rockstar doesn't know because they're the ones that are creating the
Norman
line.
Deke, Williamson's right-hand
Yeah.
man.
They
In other words,
they create the
glorified
line.
errand boy.
They do. They whatever the line was before. They whatever the bar is set, it's because they set it. Every bar in gaming, when it comes to like an open world game or sandbox game, Rockstar Games is setting the bar. And the next and some other people can get up to it and maybe even touch it and get out there. But as far as where that goes next, that will always be Rockstar To this point, they are constantly setting the bar and coming up with things. I always think is like Rob and I, to the fans out there, we honestly at this point we have no idea what they're doing. If there's going to be a remaster or a Red Dead 3, I think I could speak for myself. I know that all they have to do is call us, and we're like, yeah, because we love the characters, we love the game. We don't know if that's going to happen. Your guess is as good as ours. But I think it's safe to say that if there was to be a Red Dead 3, if they did another prequel, whatever, and Rob and I were fortunate enough to be involved again, it has to be something that surpasses what came before. And I cannot fathom what that's going to be. However, I think maybe I don't know, told Rob this. There's something in a Red Dead game I'd love to see, and it has to do with weather. I think it would be cool. Like there's a moment in the open world where you have to duck and cover because a tornado comes through and demolishes anything in the path. And if you get caught up in that, you will die a horrible death, and it'll knock you. But I was thinking, it's like we've seen when the rain comes in, but we've never seen an active funnel cloud, because that's an idea. Like, if anyone's going to do something like that, that's Rockstar Games. And if someone's watching this right now with Rockstar saying, how the hell did he know? Damn it, we're going to, click. But that would be something that is totally in par with the Wild West that we haven't seen. But as great as that sounds, they are the company that would take that awesomeness and then surpass it with something else that we haven't thought of. And that's just, and so, it's just, they're going to set the bar, and then our jaws are going to unhinge off our heads and fall on the ground, and that's what's going to happen, because that's what keeps happening.
Hannah says if it was a flood, John would be in trouble.
Damn it! I ain't no use to you dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
A lifeguard when I was in high school. That's no joke. I used to be a lifeguard.
I know, you mentioned
Rob,
that before.
Hey, remember the video we made in Philadelphia at the hotel during the convention of you swimming? We swim. I still have it on my phone because he's like, "Hey, make a video of me swimming a few laps so people know I can frickin' swim." And so we made this video.
Yeah.
I think I've seen. Have I seen that? Is it on YouTube? I feel like
it has to be.
Yeah.
Some of our videos made the rounds, but yeah, he's like, "Still, Steve, film me," and I'm like, "Yeah, let's show him you can swim." He's like, "Look."
Oh, that was such a fun weekend. Gabrielle, I remember, he was so bummed out about my farmer's tan because I work outside and I wear a shirt when I'm at work, and so when you see that video, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. But
yeah,
Gabrielle was genuinely bummed out about it. He was like, "Man, you got to fix that."
Metahan Ekran here says, Bill Williamson in Rob's deep, low voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we hear it, Rob?
Bill Williamson.
Thank you for indulging. Hannah Faith, Red Dead 1 is like home to me. Thank you all for this so much.
Hannah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Joan, Red Dead 2. I believe Red Dead 2 is the best game I've ever played. Well, this is Red Dead 1. Come on.
Yeah. There'd be no Red Dead 2 if it wasn't for this game.
Well, and I remember I saw someone, Rhett Gaddy here, he said this game was ahead of its time, which most Rockstar games are ahead of their time, actually.
Yeah.
Even Red Dead 2 hasn't been matched yet in terms of its details, I believe. Tanya, thank you so much for becoming a member. We really appreciate it. Chuck New. Only thing I wish we got more in the second game was bonding moments between John and the gang to help him form his relationships from the first. What do you think about that, Rob?
I think they're there.
They're there.
Excuse me.
I think they're there too. Yeah.
They're there. And
You'll be exchanging the prisoner for
we did
Bonnie in the
we
middle of
did
town.
so much stuff with those campfire scenes.
Keep your eyes open.
And I think
sincerely doubt
it's
these
all
scum
dependent on the
play
player.
fair.
How much time do you want to spend in camp
100%.
and listen to the conversation?
100%.
If you hang out in camp long enough and listen to everything, all those moments are set in the code. It's just up to you. It's up to the player. So I would respectfully push back on that. I think that there are some tremendous bonding moments. There's stuff between Rob and I've always said this in other interviews. My favorite scene is the party that's thrown when Sean is rescued, and it's that conversation. Both John and Bill are drunk, and so one time they're getting along, and it's Bill being honest, basically admitting how jealous he is of John, but he's not aggressive about it. He's kind of like I'm actually really jealous of him. And yeah, the moments are there. It's up to you to mine them if you so choose.
Yeah.
But some people don't because they're like, I'm going to go shoot a bear. And
Yeah, I
that's
know.
what you do. And it's like, all right, that's fine. There's no wrong way to play it. You can play it one way, and then you can 100% it, and then you can start it from the beginning and play it a whole different way. That's one of the great things about it.
There's a lot of gems in that campfire, though. I agree.
Yeah.
Those were awesome to shoot. I loved it.
Yeah. You got to understand how tough Bonnie MacFarlane is to be hanging this long and still live. That's a tough woman.
Yeah, I know, right? Shit.
That's a... Yeah.
Are these all the leave her alone and all this? This is in the booth, isn't it, Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you would have done a few of those as well, Steve, for this game, or not? For the second game?
Yeah. Yeah, for the second game, like during the gun, a lot of the gunplay was done in booth. And it's funny because towards the end, this was November of 2009. God, she has a strong neck. She should be dead. That's how awesome Bonnie is.
Bonnie, are you okay?
I was like, Dan, you could have shot the rope starting off, but you
Shit,
just
I
kind of let her.
forgot. Yeah,
like,
I forgot. I feel bad now. I forgot you
Yeah.
could shoot the fucking rope. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, Dan, what the hell's wrong with you?
I know. I'm a...
What
What am I thinking? Shit.
It's like I kind of like to see her burn. It's like Rob. They do things different in Australia, apparently.
Oh, God.
People are way tougher in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all the creepy crawlies and animals around here. Hey?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Now that is a
what
great
were we
mission.
talking about? With
the voice efforts and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So in November of 2008, and I remember seeing Rob at the voice studio in Santa Monica. That is, we went in for stuff. We're doing this extra kind of ADR and VO, and the stuff in that November session ended up being what our characters say in Red Dead 1 multiplayer when you can play, because you can play Bill Williamson in multiplayer in this game for Red Dead 1, and he basically runs around screaming and cursing. And everything's kind of aimed at John in it. And he's calling Abigail a whore and stuff like that. But you just like hit the B button, and you trigger all his stuff. So yeah, that was so we did a lot of like grunts and stuff if you get hit by a bullet or you fall off your horse, and Yeah.
I don't know if you guys notice it. So I like to geek out on this stuff. So, and it's just a small thing, but it's sort of part of the sound design. You notice the there's a different sound on the horse from here to when you're on this part of wood. If you hear it, you hear that difference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that small stuff is what it just sort of goes unnoticed in these games.
Yeah, but that's a great thing about Rockstar. None of that is small stuff to them.
No.
They have departments within departments saying we want this accurate, this sound has to be like this, and they get it. And you don't realize it unless you're just geeking out
Exactly.
and you
yeah.
pay attention. But they're like, some hardcore fan's going to pay attention to that, make it accurate, and they do it. And that's why this game 12 years on is better than most that come out today. It's just that's just the quality of the work. That's what
Yeah.
makes it amazing.
It's
We
amazing
were
to
very-
see people who made my early teen years so great as it was. Thank you, Rob and Steve, for being so inspirational.
Oh my goodness! Well, that's
Very kind.
That's very kind. We played. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I played but a small part in all of this. But I'm to this day, I'm very honored to be part of Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm humbled by it, and fans are great, and I'm very happy that after all this time, these games are still bringing so much enjoyment to people. It's an honor. I'm very lucky.
Love that. I feel exactly the same way. It's not only were we fortunate enough to be part of something that's been so cool for so many people,
Yeah.
we also get to interact with the fans, and a lot of people work on these games to make them look the way they do.
Yeah.
And work the way they do and sound the way they do, everything we're talking about. And I would love for them to have the opportunity to interact with fans and hear the appreciation that we hear, because they do so much work. So much.
Absolutely.
Sorry, guys, I've taken us down accidentally taken us down a horse mission here. Whoa.
Oh, you're totally leaving. Yeah. Good. Oh, there you go. All right, you did
There we
it.
go.
There you go.
Jesus Balestros. If there's a remake or a third game, what would you do differently with your character if you were given the freedom, guys? Interesting
my
question.
goodness.
Yeah.
I guess you kind of got to do what you got to do, right? I mean, John was definitely different in Red Dead 2 than he was in Red Dead Redemption because he was so much younger, and a lot of that stuff. You got to understand, what story are they trying to tell, and you have freedom. You have some freedom in it, but you also don't. You can't. We're not the writers,
No.
I guess.
You got to trust the writers, don't you? Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Oh no,
Yeah.
we totally, we've trusted the writers, and they haven't steered us wrong. So it's just one of those things. Look, if I got the opportunity to play Bill again, if I am ever so fortunate, then I look forward to just further expanding on his character and his story, and again, it's up to writers, but it's whatever brainchild they come up with as far as learning more about his past or adding on to that canvas of the painting of his life, so to speak. I will accept that task with aplomb, and I will deep dive into it, and it'll be great. I mean, I owe so much to that character, and what it's done for me, personally and professionally. If I get that opportunity, that's great. I would like to, but for all we know, Red Dead 1 and 2 could be it. And if those are if that is all we see of Bill Williamson, then I've already been blessed. It's like anything else at this point is just an extra blessing or extra frosting on the cupcake. So again, who knows? I don't know. But again, if all they have to do is email me or call my agent and said, guess what? And I'll be there. I will be there. It's an honor.
I can tell you, with no uncertainty that miracle cures are no longer matter.
Speaking of great characters,
good day, sir.
Nigel West Dickens.
Great character.
Mr. Marston, good to see you. How have you been keeping?
Well,
Hey, you know something interesting about this actor, Don Creech?
Yeah.
Don, his part-time job, one of the things he I think he still does, is he worked for the Jim Henson Company. And he would, when the Muppets would do something, or like, I don't know, also Sesame Street, but I know with the Muppets, he worked in the Jim Henson workshop. And I believe, after Jim died and his son Brian was running everything, and it was at the time, so it was before the Disney purchase. He might still be doing it, but he would work in the workshop with the puppets, and I think one of his thing was he would. I think this is right. Is that he was with puppet maintenance and repair if something happened to it, but he worked for the Jim Henson Company, and I thought that was one of the coolest things. If you look Don up on IMDb, there's a lot but he's a fantastic actor, and what a great character. What a great character.
Did he ever break you on the set, John? Rob?
Oh, he was wound up. I mean, he had so much ridiculous dialogue to spit out, and he did it. He was always so frantic, I mean, Don was one. I promise you, I learned so much by working with some of these people. It was such a cool experience and such an education at the same time. Don, I mean, it was like, to watch him, it was just overwhelming. You see it. I mean, you see it in his character. It was insane.
East Cheap, London, New Waverly, New York, and Armadillo, New Austin. At your service.
At my service.
At everyone's service. At the service of science, of knowledge, of life.
How are your wounds?
Much, much better. But then they would be.
Would be.
I know a cure for all ailments, Mr. Marston.
I'm sure you do. And I'm sure for just $2 an ounce, I could live forever.
But for you, sir, I do a bulk discount rate of $1.95 an ounce. As long as you buy 100 ounces or more. That's a lot of immortality.
Give it up, old man.
That's Mr. West Dickens to you, boy.
Give it up, old man.
Yeah.
Listen, Marston, I'm broke, but this stuff is good. It works. I need a healthy young man like you. Come along, let's ride over to my newest customer at Ridgewood, and I'll explain while we go.
Okay.
Is he anything like the character in real life?
Ridgewood Farm.
No, I mean, he was a really, really, it was like fun and cool to talk to, you know, really easy to talk to. Of course, he was awesome, but way more laid back. Way more laid back.
You're going to destroy the merchandise.
Hoodwinking the weak, gullible out of their hard-earned money.
Get back on the road. We'll have nothing left by the time we get to Ridgewood.
I'm on the road.
My dear boy, it is you who is gullible, if I may be so bold, for heeding such ill-informed scuttlebutt.
Yeah, I don't think Don was like this in real life. Like, you know, like he drove a Daewoo and would open his trunk and like, I've got this energy drink I made in my garage. No, it wasn't like that.
How do you explain the fine fettle in which you find me? Last time you saw
That
me,
is true, though. I forgot. There are so many interesting people that had, you know, Irish. What? That guy was a cab driver, and he would tell stories.
Oh, K. Harrison Sweeney.
Yeah.
Yeah, Harrison. Harrison, quite the character. Quite the character.
He was wild, and we'll have to just. There are so many interesting people that worked on this. There was one guy who he worked as like a detective somehow in this company, and they were looking for theft from within inside the company. He was basically teaching me how to read body language and how he's trained to understand what, you know, people are saying things with their words, but they're really saying so much more with their body, and they're so unaware of the fact that he could tell that they were lying to him just based off the way that their body language was. It was really interesting to learn about that. But it also plays, you know, a character in a video game.
Yeah, Dan, I'll tell you one of the characters. We haven't gotten to them yet.
Yeah.
But one of the actors in this game, Josh Segarra, who played Abraham Reyes, he's killing it right now. He's just in everything. He's in She-Hulk.
Oh wow.
And he I don't want to spoil it in case people aren't up on She-Hulk, but he's in he made his appearance in episode 2, and his first scene is hysterical, and it's like that's Abraham Reyes, and it's just it's so cool to see people doing so well, and just like hey, we worked with them, and another person who's a dear friend of mine, Joe Achman, who plays Professor McDougal. His birthday was 2 days ago, and Joe's he's one of my dearest friends. We've done theater together. He's directed me. So many friendships were formed making this game.
Yeah,
and we're tight as a gang in Red Dead 2. I don't think things are as tight as we are with that, but it all started with the friendships made from this game. And there's so many interesting people in this cast, just from all walks of life. It really is a very cool misfit group, but that's why you get some great eclectic characters, because it's like the people portraying them are a little bit off kilter in the most wonderful way, and I think casting knew that. I think Rockstar knew exactly what they were doing, and then they stir the soup and they serve it to everyone. They're like, "This is delicious," and they're like, "Yeah, we know." And that's just how that goes. This is such a great.
This is him conning everyone to buy his shit by getting John to beat them up, right? From memory. So it looks like it's boosted him up.
Yeah. John's a stranger. It's like, "Oh, leave me out of this." "No, sir, drink this." "Oh, look, he's a Deadeye shot, all because of my mercury lime tonic."
What a good sport you are, sir. Now, gaze over yonder at that porch. If you squint, you may just be able to make out the skull that's hanging there. Go ahead, friend. Shoot that skull and demonstrate the miraculous eyesight you now possess.
Hey, Rob, is that mocap or is that done?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that was all
all actors there behind you?
Oh yeah.
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 Anybody can make that shot.
They have ways of multiplying people.
Multiplying,
Like
yeah.
they can kind of section off the different parts of the volume, which is the stage basically where you work, and then you can put people. If you got 10 people, you put them all in this section, and they shoot whatever they're shooting, and then they do the same thing in a different section, and they somehow splice it all together. So it looks like there's 40 people instead of 10. It's wild how they were able to do that kind of stuff.
What am I doing here?
He's going to throw that hat, and you got to shoot it, I think.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Have
you ever seen such an eye? Behold the power of the elixir, plucked out of the sky.
Hey! Hey! What? You think you can put a hole in a man's hat and just walk away?
You told him to shoot the hat. What a bitch ass.
This guy just wants
beat
to
this
fight.
guy up.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy.
A
Yeah.
challenge of battle has been offered to our volunteer. Look at him. The
Oh, here we
tonic
go.
is coursing
All right.
through his veins.
Yeah, he just walked away.
Yeah, just walk away. I don't want to fight this guy.
I don't want to fight you, man.
Yeah.
Get him
Oh,
on the
my
ground.
goodness.
There we go.
There we go.
Bang. See you later.
Ooh.
Oh, that was it. That's all it took, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Do not let
I love it.
opportunity pass you by.
Look, he's over there. Go get him.
Gosh,
Oh,
that's the
okay.
thing. Oh,
He's got a gun.
Got a gun.
You ain't leaving here alive.
All right. Fix this.
Oh, what?
Oh, you're supposed
Oh.
to shoot the gun out of his hand.
Oh, okay, right.
You can't learn a lesson.
Once again, the Australians are a bit violent, you know, the Australians.
Yeah. No, don't shoot him. Oh, no, there you go. There you go.
you got it. You got it.
It looks like he blew his fingers off, but that's okay. He can now still work on himself.
I have plenty for
What were you going to
all.
say before, Rob?
I don't know. Oh. Sorry, I just got more ice in my mouth.
No harm in trying one bottle.
So things like this, you know, in this game,
Well,
when
I
everything
think
gets
that
real
went pretty well,
intense,
don't you?
and they get obviously in other places way more intense than what we just saw, but John gets it, you know, all the way right up until the moment where all the action would start, and then I have to be in a neutral pose. Because that's when the person playing the game gets to take control and do all the fun stuff. So I remember, yeah, that moments like that, you know, where all these people are being real tough to John. And I want to be able to be real tough back, but I can't, because that's the fun for the player. It's wild.
I want you to go and see my old friend Seth.
You wouldn't have to finish every scene like that, would you?
But I'm sure you
Not
two
like
will
that.
get on.
No, I mean, I guess, you know, at the end of when they would say cut, after they would say cut, you would do a T-pose, what they call a T-pose, which it's almost, I guess, like in the movies where they have the clapper, right? Is that how you would explain it, Steve? I don't know exactly how all that stuff works, but
Oh, you
Actually,
consider
no,
it the
actually-
clapper. You'd consider it the clapper of the gaming world, sort of.
Yeah.
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 kind of, right? Maybe. But they actually had one of those too. They had that. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
Yeah.
It helped with the whole system to do this T-pose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume that's just the way that's going to be forever, because they're still doing it as far as I know.
Yeah.
Dream, nothing much to say other than hello to Rob, Steve, and Dan. Just here to support. Cheers.
Oh.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks for hanging out.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Also, what were the differences between mocap for Red Dead 1 and 2? And when did y'all start shooting, if you can answer that, for both games?
We started both were started in January. This game started in January of 2009, and for me, Red Dead 2 started in January of 2014. So, what an awesome thing to do right after Christmas.
That's pretty cool,
Yeah.
Yeah, January
that.
start.
yeah.
Yeah. I think that's right too. I don't. I mean, John, Steve and I started the very first shot of any of Red Dead Redemption, as far as I know. Very first part I was part of was with Steve doing the stuff at Fort Mercer. That was the very first.
And you guys didn't know
line
each
that
other,
I-
did you? At
No,
all?
we didn't. We had no idea who each other was.
No idea.
Yeah, started out.
That's wild, man. To think about that.
It's so long ago. Yeah,
It's crazy. Well, this is
Yeah.
crazy too. This is crazy too. So Benjamin Byron Davis, who played Dutch Vanderland, he and I actually did know each other before we worked on Red Dead. We worked at the same bar for a couple years before we worked together on Red Dead Redemption. It was weird. It's so, I mean, the likelihood of that is so slim.
Yeah.
But it was, yeah. I've known Ben now for 20 years, I would say.
Shit.
Maybe not that long, but a long, long time.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Is this what I think it is?
Yep. Yeah.
I love how you knew.
There's Kevin Glickman. And I never got to work with him.
Excuse me, are you
It's
serious?
funny thing he's talking about Ben.
Who are you?
I never met Ben
My friend,
until
Mr. Witt.
January of 2014 when we started work on Red Dead 2. Because I never had any scenes with Dutch. So
Shit,
I didn't
yeah.
I didn't know and I didn't know Joe Achman, who played I never had any scenes with Harold McDougal, but we ended up I joined a theater company right after this game came out, and Joe Achman was one of the I don't know if he's creative. He wasn't creative director, but he was part of the one of the directors for this theater company, Neo Ensemble, that I became of. And we found after the fact, he was like, I was on Red. I was Professor McDougal, and I'm like, I was Bill Williamson, and we became fast friends. And then he directed some shows I was in, and he's one of my dear friends to this day. But it's just funny because that's not how how we you meet somebody. But yeah, because as far as me working, it's the scene in the beginning, and then the mission we played with Marshall Johnson and Eli and Jonah, and then that was my performance capture scenes, and then everything else was in booth. I worked a total of 7 days on this game. That was it. It was like a week's worth. It was my entirety in everything. And then, of course, Red Dead 2, I've lost count. So it's just amazing. It's just amazing how the contribution is that they took something and they expanded on it, which is awesome. So,
all right, we got to listen to this.
Let's watch
this.
Let's watch this creepy dude.
Wes Dickens.
Creepy.
My name is Marston. John Marston.
Goodbye, John Marston. It's been a great pleasure.
I need your help, Seth. We need your help. Me and Mr. Wes Dickens.
Let me be frank for 1 second, partner. I hate people. It was people who got me in this mess in the first place.
What mess?
Look at me. Look, scrambling around, looking for maps, half insane. I ain't washed in 6 months. My hair falling out, my mind's going.
What happened?
What happened? My partner. He stole half my map. I never would have done that to him. Never. Look at me.
Who did this to you?
My partner. My boy, my man. Moses Ford. I don't have the facility to tell you what I would have done for that man. And what I would do to him now.
Why?
Because he stole half my goddamn map.
And what map's that then?
The map, partner. The map that tells me where it is.
Where what is, friend?
I ain't telling you that. I ain't. Don't make me tell, partner. It's mine. It's mine, all mine.
Sure. Where's this Moses now?
He's at Bandit Point. The law got him for exhuming. Some people, they feel differently. Not Moses. Him, me, are the same. The self-same.
Well, come on, Seth. Let's go see Moses, get you your map back. Then maybe you'll help me.
All right, partner. Let's go. Come on then, partner.
Oh my goodness.
Great character.
So awesome. He is so funny. So you never met Kevin then, did you, Steve?
I never did. I don't think I'm trying to think if I did. No, I didn't. It would have been cool.
From the dead.
The whole damn lot of you.
Awesome. He's really awesome. And I've heard of with the, excuse me, I've heard from him within the last 6 months or so.
Really?
Yeah, he's doing really well. His son actually is a director now. I think his son is in school in film school, and so now Kevin is helping out his son doing films, and
oh, that's awesome.
yeah, it's really, really cool. He also has a couple game shows that I think he's pitching. This guy he's a hustler too, man. He is 100 miles an hour, and he is so funny. He also, we did this stuff pretty early on. He is the one who told me, I mentioned this last time, but how to memorize my lines by recording them and then listening back to them. Thank God, because there was just so much dialogue to memorize, and he really, really helped me out with that.
So, you want to go after Bill Williamson, do you?
He's a good dude, really cool.
I met Williamson and Deke and all them boys. Sometimes they call me on when they get some special job needs doing. I got a reputation as a man who'll do things most other fellers won't.
Now, that I can believe.
I reckon you can get in there, no bother. Assuming you help me find this map, that is.
Love both games dearly. Rob and Steve, come to Australia, boys. Would love to have you. I agree, guys.
I would love to come to Australia.
Nothing much. Unimaginable riches and such.
Yeah. Guys,
well,
I get this question so much, by the way. I don't know how it hasn't happened.
Yeah, I think someday it will happen.
It will.
Be really,
It'll happen.
really awesome when it does.
Yeah.
Looking forward to
my
it.
children, my business.
Just my tip is before you hop on the plane, be really tired so you can just straight to sleep.
I can smell you from here.
I think that's a good rule for
I don't know who I am no more. I see myself, but it's like I'm looking at somebody else.
Yeah.
Only it's me. You know?
Maybe it's time
So
you
good.
moved on.
No,
I remember
it's taking me over.
this past November when I flew to Ireland to work on a film that both Rob and I are involved with, Lulu and the Electric Dreamboat, and I couldn't sleep. So what I did is I had the first season of the Sci-Fi Network. I think it's a Sci-Fi Network show, Resident Alien. I watched that whole first season in the sitting. And loved it. And by then the flight was over. And people were like, "Oh, you didn't sleep?" And I'm like, "No, I couldn't." But thank God there was a whole first season of a show, an hour an episode that I could binge. Yeah.
It's a long way from LA to Ireland.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
I think we got a glitch, guys.
Leave them away from the shack
Oh.
and out of sight.
We'll just
Somewhere
listen.
up that
I
hill.
don't know if we could. Oh,
Oh,
Hey.
oh, I love it. I love when there's a glitch in the Matrix.
by the way, thank you so much, Reese Bexton. Really appreciate that, mate. He says, all the best to you all. Outlaws for life, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, Reese. Thank you, Reese.
Yeah. Thank you, Reese.
There ain't no reason for you to be here.
Oh, we're gonna steal the horse and run away. Right.
Yep. Get out of there.
Oh, we gotta lose him. How did you fare playing this game, Steve? You much of a gamer besides this game? Like, have you played any other games, or was this?
I am a bit of a. I haven't played anything like relatively new.
Yep.
Whoops. Hold on. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
I'm getting some messages coming through. You know what I went back and I started playing again. Now is I'm playing Fallout 4 again.
Oh wow.
But I don't think I can play the whole game through because it's so awesome, but it's exhausting.
What do you mean?
I don't want. What's that?
What do you mean by exhausting? Just too much.
If I play a game, I almost get gaming OCD where I play it to 100%. But in Fallout 4, there are these settlements that you have to fortify, and like you can decorate them, you can build turret guns and all this stuff. And I went to the nines, and there's like 30 settlements or something like that. And I just don't have the time to do that. So I'm just kind of like I'm playing, but I'm just kind of like decorating my main place in the middle of Diamond City. Like I put a pool table. I've got like magazine and comic book racks. I got a thing that displays all my soft drinks.
Oh wow, you've gone in depth.
I decorated all my different power armor suits, and they're all in a row. And I got framed pictures of kittens. It's really weird, but it's very therapeutic. But I used to do that for all the settlements. It's like you can build pool tables for put up TVs and jukeboxes and deck stuff out in this post-apocalyptic wasteland. And it's like I've got other things I got to do. But I just like decorating my place. And it's like, okay, I go to this one settlement. It's like, okay, you get a bed, and then that's it. And so,
that's brilliant.
Which is awesome. It's awesome, and the graphics are no way like anything Rockstar does. But it's still a fun open world game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I play other things. I know there's a new Saints Row out. I haven't gotten a new game in a while, but because I'm just playing stuff from I have an Xbox One X. I think I'll wait another year or so if I were to get another console, But mine still works. So
yeah. Are you got PS4 or?
No, I have an Xbox One X.
Xbox One, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, and
Who do you think you are, mister?
I don't have kids. I'm not married.
Yeah.
I have more time, but even I don't have time. So it's hard for
100%.
Then I'm gonna cut you up piece by piece till you find your tongue.
Friend, this man's gone crazy in the sun.
Oh man, Seth had
Take
such
my
a great.
advice and start talking.
Shut up, Marston! I want to cut into a bona fide man's flesh. Ain't never cut into a live one before.
Oddfellow's Rest. It's in Oddfellow's Rest. Now, get away from me once and for all.
Well, ain't that a damn shame? I was starting to enjoy myself.
Hey Steve, what's your gamer tag? Icy Corpse says. I don't know if you should be giving that one away on this.
No,
stream.
I'm not giving that out.
No.
I'm not giving that out, guys. I'm gonna refrain from doing that because I have to have a little bit of a private life. But you spend time with me here now. Let's do that. So.
Best we deal with this now, mister.
Hopefully, in the future, Jesse says they'll make a Red Dead VR game. Have you guys dabbled in VR at all?
I haven't.
No, I haven't either.
I'd
love to do it.
Gaming, no, I haven't done any. I went to an art exhibit that was VR. That was cool. But I've never done a console game that was, or a game that was
those
VR.
people off my back.
Last night a drunken rustler told me. Just give him that part.
I've never put on. I've never even put on the goggles or whatever they're called.
Oh, really?
Thanks for your help.
No, I've never tried. I would love to check it out. In fact,
Just help me
when we were still in New York for Red Dead 2, one of the guys that worked at Rockstar had a really cool setup, and he would talk about how he would put the goggles on, and they would put like a 2x6 or whatever it was on the floor. You'd put the goggles on, and you would feel with your feet that it looked like what you were seeing with these goggles, which was like walking out on the edge of a skyscraper on the roof.
Yeah.
And they had
and
so
gives you vertigo. That shit.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then they would like turn on a fan, and they were like, it feels actually like you believe that you're actually up there. And I thought, I'd love to do it, but also it would freak me out. I would love to do it. I don't know why.
There's a really good one where you're in a shark tank, and they drop you down. They keep dropping you down lower and lower, and then a shark starts coming at you, and it opens up the cage, and it comes right at you. It's really.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It would be a lot of fun, I'm sure. And like flight simulators and stuff where you can really feel like you're in it. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Steve, Rob, could you do me a huge favor and shout out the Sons of Dutch, please?
Sons of Dutch. So glad you're here. How do I know that name? I feel like I know that.
Yeah, I feel like they're a page or something, a social media page. Yeah.
But I guess, yeah. I mean, I guess we all know Micah's line about that. But I think that's a great. I think that's really. I like that. Makes us brothers.
Oh, Mr. Marston.
Brothers make mistakes.
If you are joining late, guys, don't worry. This video will be up forever, so you can come back at any time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting fellow. You don't meet many men these days with the moral fortitude to cut straight to the chase like that, do you?
Thankfully not.
Oh, is this the race?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
And last time we did a race, Steve, it wasn't good. I'll just say that.
No, you gotta be. It's like it's. You kind of gotta knock some people off the road.
Oh,
and you
really?
gotta take some shortcuts.
Okay.
I
might need your help.
Like you see a long thing, and it's like, why you turn up the hill? You
Okay.
cheat. You do it. Do what you have to win.
Okay.
Is the man whose life I've saved twice now. A man who sells lies and deceit to unwitting
I get it.
people.
I've played this
A man
before.
who, if he doesn't help
It's like, oh,
me,
this sucks.
I won't think twice about putting a bullet through his skull, feeding to the vultures myself.
You see, Mr. Marston, you have the exterior of a violent man, but the soul of an angel, and that is what I think I cherish most about you.
That's what I thought.
But before we can
Hey, if it's your birthday today, by the way, anybody hanging out, happy birthday.
Extra lubricant
Happy birthday to
That's
everyone
what
out there who is having cake.
That lubricant with which we
Yes.
concern ourselves.
Yeah, it's one of those, Steve, you said that every time you make a post, somebody says something about Bill Williamson. Regardless of what your post on social media is about, someone has a... Every single time I make a post, I feel like there are 15 people that tell me it's their birthday.
Yeah,
And if it is,
Oh,
I really want you to have a good day. Happy birthday. But I'm telling you right now, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And if you want a personalized shout out from these guys, go to Cameo, and they'll do one for you guys.
Yeah.
Well, that's true too. Thank you for mentioning that. But yeah, I guess here's the thing too about the birthday thing. I think some of you might be asking me to say happy birthday to you when it's not actually your birthday. So,
yeah,
I'll do it. I usually say happy birthday to the very first one that I see, and then the rest of them I think I appreciate you, but I don't know if you tell me the truth or not. So happy birthday. whether it's your birthday.
Why
or
would you
not.
lie about that, Steve? Rob. Why would you? You know what I mean?
No, but I mean, I guess it is possible that it is everyone's birthday, but I think I want everybody to have a really awesome day on their birthday. Of course I do, but if you know, happy birthday. Happy
Zara
birthday.
says thank you for the B-Day message on the 8th of July. By the way, you made my day awesome, Rob.
Listen, I don't care.
remember that.
I don't care if it's not your birthday. You can tell me it's your birthday if it's not your birthday and get me to wish you happy birthday. As long as you just stop asking if Bill is gay, I'll do it. just like.
But that's the same.
I joke and jest because I know there's new people just discovering the game. But I feel there's a few people. I know there's a few people out there. It's the same people asking the same questions. Like, come on, guys, you can look up previous podcasts and stuff. You know what my answer is.
Yeah. Because you give the same answers every time. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But and I don't get mad because you realize it's not. There's someone who's 14, 15, whose parents are just now allowing them to play more adult games, and they're just discovering it. It's all brand new to them. So absolutely, I get that. But yeah, a couple times there are certain handles we have memorized. It's like, yeah, it's that same guy. It's that same ass. It's like, come on, man. Did we? You know. Yeah. And that's why you need to sometimes wish them a happy birthday when it's not their birthday, or they'll go down that rabbit hole. It's like, God, I should have just wished them happy birthday. You know, it's not their birthday. It doesn't matter. Just wish them a happy birthday. Cake emoji, balloon emoji.
What's your most frequent question? Is it can John swim, Rob?
Yeah. I get a lot of that. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's most recently it's been, can you wish me a happy birthday? And I think, yeah, of course I can. I want you to have a happy birthday.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it's your birthday. But I'm saying now, happy birthday. Awesome day.
See, you went the long way around.
Oh, I went the long way, Steve. I didn't take your advice.
That's how you lose.
Oh,
that's how you lose like a chump.
What an idiot.
Yeah, because these guys will shove you off the road. You gotta work.
Yeah, you're right, actually.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You crashed.
Hold on, am I still in it? What are you doing?
No, you're gonna have to start again because you're all ahead of you now.
You reckon I'm not gonna make it?
You went the long way. You went the long way. You could have beat it.
I just did it again. Oh God.
You did it again.
Oh wow, you took a wrong turn.
So I go left here?
Yeah.
No, keep going. Go ahead. Keep going. What are you doing?
No, the horse is just slowing down.
Run. Yeah, get ahead of this guy.
I got him. Give him a bump on the way through. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, okay, he's got one of 8 left. I get it, because that number kept changing. I thought.
Yeah, now I'm first. I'm in first position. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
not easy though, is it?
No, the controls are a bit wonky, but just bear with me.
You got it. There you go.
All right.
There you go.
I'll take care of this cart for Mr. West Dickens.
Come on, John. I suggest we beat a hasty...
I didn't mean to be so critical, Dan. I just want to see you succeed. I'm here for you.
No, I know. You're my mentor. It's all good.
Right. Best remove ourselves from the stage.
Dan sucks at this, someone said. Wow. Well, I won. So.
Wow.
Come on.
Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't. That was a good. You recovered. You went into the river, and then you recovered, and you still won. That's pretty good. Usually, I just start.
Rob and Steve, I'll be at a con in Scotland. Will you guys be there?
I will. Rob will be.
Yeah, what that I said that was next month. I think it's actually in October.
Well
It's October,
I think
yeah.
it's yeah. Looking forward to that.
Seem to be
And
wasting time,
awesome.
old man. Oh,
Hope to hang out.
The Trojan horse cannot run
Have some
if it
laughs.
can walk,
I can wish you a happy birthday.
Next, we need
It'll
to
be
procure
awesome.
some grand and overwhelming firepower.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
You need
Yeah,
to
in
contact an
October,
old
Rob
friend
doesn't
of
care
mine,
if it's
goes
your
by the name
birthday
of
or not,
Robert.
because he'll be like, I'm in Scotland, and then
He's an interesting
at a
kind of
castle.
fellow. He usually can
And
be
happy
found
birthday, everyone. It's
in
fun.
Armadillo or some other town around here on some
Rob, you got to
bacchanal
get yourself
revel or
a kilt,
such.
and then wear a kilt,
An alcoholic arms dealer.
like at the
What
booth.
could be better?
Because
Yeah.
A, you'll be comfortable, and B, you'll get so many legs.
Bailey here said, Dan, please, you should have given the keys to Steve or Rob to your horse buggy. You're clearly too drunk to
No,
drive.
he did fine. He did. Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
I got an interesting deep dive. You
Yeah.
mind going back to Armadillo and going back to Cooch Chapel?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I want to point something out.
Okay,
This
where do
is
you,
this
how do
is
you
like
want to go to
this is-
Armadillo?
and then Cooch Chapel. Wait, is Seth at Cooch Chapel? Don't trigger the mission.
Okay.
Just go around Seth and then go in the cemetery. I'll show you something.
Okay. Hello, Rob and Steve. How are you all doing today? That's from Nate Zilla. Thank you for the support, man.
Hey,
We
Nate
appreciate
Zilla.
it.
Doing good. Doing good.
Yeah, man.
My
Doing
beard
well.
is
Hope you're doing
huge.
well too.
I could rubber band my beard at this point. I'm just like, well, no, that would look stupid.
I swear you've always had that beard, Steve. All the pictures I've seen of you.
Never this long. I probably should get it trimmed because it's a little too much. But everyone's like, the beard looks awesome. And I'm like,
It does. It does look awesome. And you want to know
Thanks.
something? This is my beard. This is my beard, and I've been growing it for 6 years. It won't get any longer.
Really?
Yeah, but it looks good. You don't need a long beard. Yours works for your face.
Well, thank you for saying that.
Mine works for my face.
I want one of these suckers. I want a big one. I want to do it once. You both can do it. It looks like.
You want to look like a Civil War general?
You look good, man. It looks cool. I want to do it. I don't know if I can. My hair has been growing. It doesn't seem to get any longer. It's just getting thicker. It's like
Ben,
you could
Ben's
punch
the
me in
same,
face
isn't
and I
he?
wouldn't even know it.
Ben's the same. He can grow a monster beard.
Yeah. Roger can grow a good beard.
Yeah.
Peter. We haven't seen Peter with a beard, I don't think, but he definitely has that mustache that makes you think.
Oh, he grows a
he wants-
mustache better than anybody.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. You reckon you guys could pull off the mustache look? I don't think I could.
I don't want to. I don't.
I could, but then I'd look like one of those dick cops from Super Troopers.
Yeah. That's awesome. It's kind of been styled right now.
Team Ramrod. Team Ramrod.
Hey, that's not a bad thing.
No, I love that movie.
Oh, great movie. When did you start playing video games, Steve? Did you start before or after Red Dead?
Well, I've been playing video games since the 80s on like Nintendo and ColecoVision. But as far as more modern games like open world, it started in the 90s when I was in college. GoldenEye. I think
what a
GoldenEye got
game.
everybody.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. All this stuff we're doing now with Red Dead, it wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for that freaking GoldenEye game in the 90s.
I agree.
That would I would not study for tests in college because I was playing GoldenEye. So go on the other side where the cemetery is. Yeah, don't activate Seth, but
yeah.
So where the tombstones are. All right. Go a little more towards the front. Look at these look at the tombstones. It's hard for me to say. Tell me what that one says.
Calvin Draper. Loving father,
right,
terrible lawman. Rosie Tennyson. Gone but not forgotten.
Okay.
In
go
loving
to the-
memory of Hank MacFarlane. died of tuberculosis. Wow.
Okay. So, did it show? Wait, did it show the birthday there?
12 years old. 8th of December, 1893.
That's when they were born.
When they died.
It doesn't say when they were born.
No, not that one.
Okay, so that's one of Bonnie's brothers. Keep reading the tombstones.
Okay.
There's a point I'm trying to make.
Shit,
here.
we've activated the quest by accident.
Hold
on, I'll just finish this cutscene.
All right.
Hey, John. Hey, partner.
Get what you need? Ready to help me?
Not quite. Not quite ready. Yeah. You see, I
Rob and
wasted the
Steve,
first
you are
time
awesome.
looking for that last bit of map.
You're awesome.
I got to thinking,
Thank you.
Moses
You are
was a
awesome.
liar. And I imagine myself doing all kinds of unpleasant things to his corpse. And then I realized...
Realized you were sick in the head? That you needed to move on with your own limited time on Earth?
No, partner. I realized Moses weren't no liar. The issue was
All right.
no liar.
I'm going to have to switch
Who said he
Bluetooths
had
because
the
this is
body?
about to
They
die,
blew
but I have a
everything, and the bodies
charge
weren't even buried yet.
spare. So hold on.
Got the body sitting in the back of that wagon behind you?
Yes, sir.
You're not even gonna wait until they're buried before you...
Well, they don't care, do you, boys? Honest folk off to a better place. Apart from that ain't no Larry fella. I never liked him.
So funny.
They say he laid with his sister.
Can't say I've ever seen anyone that looks like Seth in my life.
I don't like women.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Hope not.
Yeah, we got you.
Awesome. Always have a charge spare.
Not since Mammy died.
Seth, what are you gonna do with those bodies?
I'm gonna take him back to a nice quiet spot and look for the map. I needs the map, partner. I needs it. Come on! Loitering with the pilot, that bodies ain't exactly the best idea.
So is this still the...
All right. Yeah. And read them out loud because I can't see them. But what's that?
Here I lies buried Judith Johnston, who died on February 2nd, 1857, aged 23 years.
I think we should be getting out of here.
Theodore Kilbane from St. Louis, July 12th, 1891. He came in search of fortune and is still looking.
Come back!
All right. I'll try this.
Owen MacFarlane died June 23. Chronic diarrhea. Shit. That's one way to go, guys. Oh,
But read the next one.
Nellie Dillard of Armadillo, wife of Warren Dillard, born an angel, died a witch, 1879 to 1908. In memory of Francis Moon, brother of Hermit Moon, died May 23, 1897. Always took a joke too far.
Try the ones the back. The reason I'm bringing this up is for the MacFarlane brothers.
Gus MacFarlane died in a bar fight on August 4th, 1905, age 22. Rest in peace.
All right.
Come on! Don't leave us here!
Lydia Grubb. Gideon Knox. Dwight Bundy. Let me try over here. Hamilton Murphy of Armadillo, brother of Jeb Murphy.
Maybe this side.
Cowboy of No Name, died on September 16th, 1897. Cole MacFarlane died of a gunshot to the head, July 26, 1899.
Yeah.
In loving memory of Priscilla Johnson, wife of Marshall Lee Johnson, who died April 23, 1903, forever smiling in our hearts. Here lies Ethan MacFarlane, 1884 to 1903, never tried to milk a bull. Jackson Greenwood, gone fishing, 1891. Josephine Bird, Gone but not forgotten. I think that's it, Steve.
That's it. Okay, well, I thought it was different. Are there any in the very front that you didn't get, or did you read those already? I guess you did get those.
Brother of Lewis Pickery. Yeah, I think I got them all.
Okay. Well, okay, so there's the one, was it Owen MacFarlane, gunshot to the head, 1899.
Yeah.
It's my understanding that one or two of Bonnie's brothers were involved in the Battle of Blackwater.
Oh wow!
And either I heard and that probably. So my thought would be if they did a prequel. Again, I know nothing. This is my personal just headcanon. If they did a prequel, that is something that could be explored because we know that Landon Ricketts was there. We know that the O'Driscolls were there. But who else? But that would be a cool exploration if a couple of her brothers were there. And I think something said it was led to that they were involved.
Can't wait to get my
at least a couple of them. Yeah, but that's her brothers did not fare well. They did not laugh.
Tracy says Jeb Murphy is the gun store owner in Armadillo. Apparently. Do you know who the strange man is in Red Dead 1, Steve and Rob?
No need for the people of Armadillo to see my friend back here.
Who the actor or who do we think he represents?
I think the second, the latter.
Are you talking to
So what if I am? I feel less alone with them than in a crowd of people. The way I see it, they lost their souls, just like me.
I think it's that. I think it's the Grim Reaper.
Drive through Armadillo. Don't stop here.
It's weird. Yeah, it would have to be something. You can't kill him, and he knows things that he wouldn't know. How would he know?
Yeah.
So he's got to be. I don't know. When do we run into him first? Is that anytime soon? Because
I think you could run into him now.
Oh my!
Can you?
Do you know where he is?
Yeah, he's on that ledge outside of MacFarlane's ranch. And he brings up hiding the fort. He's there waiting for you. Whoa!
Can't you go any faster?
That was one of the coolest glitches. That horse was flying.
Someone clipped that.
Oh, you naughty little boy. Can't you see we're in a rush here? Eeny, meeny, mighty mo.
Do you guys have a favorite mission from this game?
Ooh, a bottle of elixir. Thank you, my friend.
I don't know.
Damn it.
Wait.
You're a stiff whore. Relax. I just want a little look-see.
Well, Rob, you're finding this is what we're doing this for. You're finding out right now.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, what is my favorite thing from this game?
Let's go. Where's the horses?
That's right. You're in a bad spot there.
Who's got shit for sad?
Oh, I know one of my favorite ones to play. There's a bunch. It's when you get to Mexico, and it's nighttime, and you're in Chuparosa, and you're with Abraham Reyes, and you've got to use the throwing knife to sneak up on the train, and then you ride to that camp, and you get by the Gatling gun, and then you shoot down the camp of the Mexican soldiers. That's a fun one. It's like basically sneaking up behind the guys in the rain, and then the one in Tall Trees with Nastas, where he's trying to climb up there with you, and the thing breaks, and then you have to climb that mountain by yourself to look at Dutch's camp. And on each ledge there's an obstacle.
That's great. That's a fun mission too. I mean, it's tricky, but it's like, ooh, this is.
Can't you see we're in a rush?
Can't wait to get to those.
Yeah. Yeah, those are two of my favorites. But nothing as far as playing games, Dan. I could play this game, not do. I could hunt bears,
and not do any of the missions.
And I could just play Liar's Dice. I never get bored. I could play like 3 hours. I played Liar's Dice once just because I could.
I'm the same.
Yeah. And there's some people that were upset. They're like, "Oh, I wish Liar's Dice was in Red Dead 2." But then it's like, you know what? I'm glad it's not because it makes that unique. But then again, you can't play dominoes in this game. And I wasn't a dominoes fan, but I became a dominoes fan. Then I could play.
Figure this out. I'm
gonna
be rich.
When you're done with that,
well, yeah, you don't want to rehash everything the same, do you?
Yeah, no.
Find my treasure, mister.
No. As far as Red Dead 2 and characters, there's just some characters that don't irritate you. Micah will irritate you. Bill will irritate you. Trelawney is like, oh, you're so foppish. Everyone just loves Hosea. But after 30 minutes of playing dominoes with Hosea in Horseshoe Overlook and him beating you repeatedly, you want to punch his teeth out. I just feel like that. It's like, you old son of a gun, you.
Huh? Not talking shit today? Oh, the old silent
It's like, why are you winning? I was 30 points ahead and you just magically won.
Hey, Seth.
I hate you.
Seth, come back here.
And Hosea's like, well, I guess you got to keep practicing. It's like, dude, I was 30 points ahead. This game just glitched me into a loss. You bastard.
Nowhere.
That's happened to me. Yeah.
Okay. Nowhere wouldn't happen to be where that thing you're looking for is kept, would it?
No, sir. No, sir.
Oh,
come on, partner.
Poor Seth.
I was just fooling. Partner, the thought of that treasure does funny things to me. According to the map, it's somewhere in that big abandoned house.
I feel like Seth needs a hug, but he needs to be thrown in hot, soapy water and scrubbed down for like 3 hours before you could,
Hey, look at him. He is a dirty man. Look at it. It's just.
Oh, well, everyone was dirty back then, but he was like.
He's on another level.
His hands are stained with the rot of corpses.
Yeah.
That's just gross.
Did you see these fellas?
But I like Seth because he's aware of his patheticness.
Think you can just walk in here?
And it kind of makes him slightly kind of sympathetic.
Wasn't there a thing where Seth is doing a T-pose that accidentally got put into? Do you know what I'm talking about, Steve?
In the game.
It was either the game or the movie.
I know with Red Dead 2, there's parts where it gets glitchy, and then a mission before a mission starts, like everyone's in T-pose, like for a quarter of a second, and then it goes, and then it's just, I laugh because it's just like it's just this weird glitch, and I don't know. The game's still great, so it doesn't.
You have to give him a pass, guys, from a couple of glitches.
Yeah,
it's a massive.
Yeah,
game.
it's just. Yeah, but there's other games that glitch worse.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You should run off home. I got a beat on you.
There's never been a game that didn't have a glitch. So
yeah,
it's just how many are there.
Yeah.
Question for the gentleman: did you realize Red Dead Redemption was a breakthrough game? Like, did you realize that back when it came out?
I guess I didn't know. Steve, you would know better than me.
Well, no, I started playing, and you start hearing the reviews. People are like, "This is great," and you're like, "Yeah, it seems great." Or am I being biased because I'm in the thing? And then it's like, no, but I'm also playing the thing, and this is just fun. It's just really well done.
Yeah,
and
I think the reviews were really high, weren't they? They were high 90, high 9s and 10s, pretty much across the board.
Yeah.
Here we go.
This is tricky.
Come on,
You gotta be dead side up to they're hiding behind. Oh. You dirty grave digging hillbilly.
Big mistake, Fred.
It's mine! I found it!
The funny thing is about this is Seth's too frightened to get involved here. But all these people in this house that John's killing,
Are you gonna shoot
Seth is
somebody?
going to dig them up in like another few months anyway. So, it's,
Yeah.
so
Don't leave any alive!
I'm going to dig them up later.
You can't kill it. You don't want to do this, my friend.
Oh, give me them goodies. You're getting all excited.
You'll never find it!
Ooh.
Don't activate Seth's ominous as hell.
Fun time.
What's that? Do you know what that is, Steve?
Sneaky
Uh,
sons of bitches!
Do I know what it is?
Don't activate Seth's sounds anonymous as hell.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means, Bailey. You
Yeah,
have
we
to-
don't know what that means.
Yeah, you have to elaborate.
Do you want to die?
I had it with you, bastard!
Oh,
Oh, look at the glass breaking. Love it.
there it is. Here's the biggest disappointment.
I see the light at the end of this very long
Yeah.
tunnel.
What's inside the
Seth's gonna
treasure
be rich
box?
after all these years. Woo-hoo-hoo! It's silk sheets and Parisian whores from now on, mister. What the goddamn hell is this? A glass eye?
I'm sure whoever that belonged to treasured it very much.
Stupid liars. Those stupid chicken shit maps. Making a damn fool of me. A glass eye! It's a glass eye!
Stop with the tears and help me with Williamson's gang. And you can come up with another excuse to go exhume one of your old friends.
Hunting dead man's treasure ain't done me no favors. Sure,
Oh my goodness.
sure. I'm ready for the living. I'll see you and Mr. West Dickens over at Fort when you gentlemen is ready.
Okay, this is just in my head canon. I just one of curiosities. If they did another prequel, if it was like a Red Dead 3, whether, I would want to know where that glass eye came from.
Need to know more about the glass eye.
We don't have to you don't have to go into a whole like side story, but just like a little hint, you know. But Rocks, if they were to do it, they do that stuff well. With every the little throwbacks in Red Dead 2 connecting stuff with this game is so well done. It's like it's perfect. So I'm sure that they or not. We don't have to have a point of origin for everything. If you leave it kind of
Ambiguous.
open-ended,
Yeah.
leave it ambiguous, and then people can think what they want. But
Steve should write a walkthrough for this game.
Yeah.
Hey, they're impressed by your knowledge, Steve. Question for Rob: how do you cut your grass at your house? Because I remember you made a post about it.
one blade at a time.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I do it different every time. Sometimes I'll do the trimming first, and the reason I do that is because I don't ever want to do it. So if I get it over with, then I just enjoy the rest of the process. But then other times I'll cut the majority of the yard, and I'll come back and trim later because then I don't trim as much. You just never know. You just never know what's going to happen until you get into it. I do enjoy cutting grass, though. I really do. And I think I'm gonna start a business doing it actually next year.
Yeah, Rob.
Oh wow.
I really do. I think I'm gonna do it. Why wouldn't I? I like doing it. I'm good at it. I've got everything I need.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna cut grass. Need your grass cut? Let me know. We'll do it. We'll work it out.
Yeah, I don't know if I can afford to fly you over every time I need my grass cut. It might be an issue.
That might be a
Would you?
commitment.
Well, is it just lawn mowing, or would you do landscaping? Like, would you put mulch down? Because that's where the money is. Putting mulch down's a bitch.
Do you,
Do all the things that people don't want to do. That's how you make
Right.
money. You do all the things that people either can't do themselves or they're just not interested in doing it. You say, yeah, I'll do that. I'll be happy to do that.
whereabouts is the strange man, by the way? Is he?
It's all right. You go to wait, where are you right now? You're
I'm right here. Can you see the map? I'm near Gap Tooth Ridge.
Okay. You want to go to MacFarlane's ranch, and then you
Okay.
take that road that goes down the cliffside heading to Armadillo, and right before you make that right turn that goes down the cliffside, he's in that wheat field to the far left near the big oak tree.
Wow.
Yeah, I played this game so many times. Yeah, basically, get yourself to MacFarlane's ranch, and I'll let you know
Okay.
if you're hot or cold.
Okay.
I think you can get it. Or you could fast travel.
Can I? Can I? I forgot.
Yeah, you can fast travel. I think you got to set up camp, and then fast travel.
And how do you do that? I've seriously forgotten everything.
Okay, go. Find a patch away from the road. You can't do it in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep going. Yeah, go a little farther in. A little farther in. All right, right there. Go to your wheel. Okay, stop running. Go to your wheel, and go to where's the campsite?
Don't have it. Do I?
Maybe you gotta.
No, go. Go to your satchel. Is it your satchel?
Put your waypoint first, then press select. Ah, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Beautiful. So travel
To MacFarlane's.
to MacFarlane. Because you couldn't do that in Red Dead 2, could you?
You can now after you when you update the camp and you get that map at the side of Arthur's wagon where you can once you do that, now you can fast travel from anywhere.
Okay. Right.
Okay, so turn around.
Yep.
And take that road out, go to the left. Stay on this road. It veers to the left. Okay, keep going. Keep going. Yeah.
I love how you remember this, Steve. This is brilliant.
Oh yeah. So you're gonna keep going, and then eventually it's gonna turn to the right.
Yep.
To go down. So you keep going, and I think he's right around this cliff.
Steve's knowledge is S tier, the chat is saying.
Yeah, this is really good.
Yeah, he's right around here to the left.
To the left.
Go off the road to the left. Yeah,
Okay.
he's hanging around here.
Okay.
Maybe go either he's behind you or in front of you ways.
Oh yeah,
Unless
I can
we
see.
have
Yeah. Beautiful.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
Look at that.
Nice,
Yeah.
Steve.
Everyone let me know.
Round of applause for Steve in the chat, please. Come on, that's well done, Steve. There he is. The strange man.
You are, Marston. Hello, John. John Marston.
Do I know you?
I know you.
I hope so. I seem to know you. I'm pretty good at remembering faces. Are you? Do you remember Hattie McCourt's face? Who? She was a girl Dutch Vanderlyn shot in the head on that raid on the ferry a few years back. Same one you got shot on. Pretty girl, until her eye was hanging out by a thread of tendon and her brain was plastered over a wall.
Jesus.
Not really.
I want to see that.
Then why would you remember me, friend?
Yeah, I know.
You've forgotten
It
far
sounds
more
sick,
important
but
people
yeah.
than me. What's your game, friend? I don't have a game, John. Listen, sometimes I just wish I'd known more about life. Wish I'd had better guidance. A friend of mine was drunk as a skunk in the saloon on Thieves' Landing. I think he's going to be unfaithful to his dear wife. Why don't you head over there and see if you can advise him how best to proceed? What do you think I am? I know what you are, John. Just if you've got the time, friend.
You probably don't remember any of that, do you, Rob?
I actually do remember. It's so weird. I'm in a lot of these things. I can remember where on the motion captured volume. I can remember where we were, like which corner of it we were working in or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I don't even know how I can remember that, but a lot of times, because I guess when you're really in it, you can remember how all that looked. But that guy, I don't remember. I feel like we worked.
No.
I feel like we worked together in New York, but we didn't. Maybe we did there too, but it's just hard to remember.
Yeah, interesting.
It had to be in LA. He's
got a very distinctive voice, like demeanor about him from that cutscene.
Yeah, I can't remember that actor's name, but it's still overcast. I'm going back outside because my phone's charged.
Hulkarine, Outlaws for Life. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve. Not sure if you've already answered this. What's your favorite out of the 3 Red Dead games?
Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
Red Dead 2. I'm not even in it, but I really do like Red Dead Nightmare. But Red Dead 2, just because we spent so much time on it, the memories we had, the things the way we all bonded. Red Dead 2 is my favorite for just playing and what it meant to me personally.
Yeah. And of course, as you've said before, you did days and days of work on 2, whereas 1 was only a week's worth. So that's going to make you a little bit biased as well, probably.
Oh yeah, but I realized that as my work on this game, as short it was compared to Red Dead 2, Red Dead 2 wouldn't happen if it wasn't for this. So I look at them; it's all tied together.
Yeah.
It's all part of one big thing in my head. But no, Red Dead 2 is great, and I would have loved it as part of Undead Nightmare, but it's still fun to play. I've played them all several times. It's all good.
Okay, so the stranger man. Oh, here he is.
Yeah, talk him into.
You reckon B? Discourage?
You could encourage it or discourage. I'll leave it up to you.
Excuse me, mister.
Yeah, what the hell?
You could say, yeah, cheat on your wife.
Don't ask how, but I know what you're about to do. You don't want to do this.
The hell are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about, mister. I'm just here to say I don't think you should go through with it. Your wife, she loves you.
Shit, mister. I don't know who or what you are, but I guess I'm grateful. I guess you're right. I was raised better than this.
Don't mention it.
She's had enough.
Go on now.
Now, can I ask, is that a separate actor, Rob, that just came in for literally that scene and nothing else?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, he may have done other work where he just didn't say anything, where they needed a body.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it really enhances you really feel like it's an open world. All the actors they hire in New York to do the NPCs. It's amazing because there's some games like I was telling you, I play Fallout.
Yeah.
And the Fallout games, they bring, they like Fallout Vegas. They brought in Matthew Perry and big name actors to do some of the major, but some of the smaller parts, it's like they've got the same 7 people they use, and you can hear it. It's like, oh yeah, you play this guy and this guy, and the game. It's not a stab. I still really enjoy the game for what it is. But that's that particular game. That's their unique experience. With Rockstar, it's like you feel like you stand anywhere and you rotate 360 point of view of the playable character, and anything you pretty much see you can go to for the most part.
Mm.
And you can just engage with people, and it's once in a blue moon they'll have, like in this game they did have people doing a couple of things at double duty, which is fine, but mostly like you run into someone, it's a different person, it's a different actor, and I think that's great. It truly is open world. And then in Red Dead 2, they took that and they went nuclear with it. It's crazy, but
yeah. We might do one more mission, guys, and then we might wrap up for today if that's all right with you two.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I think we might be pushing it for Fort Mercer. I think we've still got a few more. I don't know if we'll make it today, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Had fun.
Rob Wiethoff, you are a legend. Steve, you are a legend. And so are your characters. Love Red Dead 1 and 2 from Hulkarine.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Very kind of you.
Yeah.
And also, thank you for becoming a member, Hulkarine. We really appreciate that. Duncan, Rob, did you know you were recreating Red Dead 1's cover art in the epilogue of Red Dead 2, specifically the fight scene in the barn?
Yes. Well, yes. Yes and no. I mean, I didn't know that right away, but when we started rehearsing that scene, and they said, this is how we want you to stand in this moment, I thought, right away, this feels very familiar. And, it turned out to be, that was a really, really cool, fun scene to do. It was awesome. And then they were all excited about it too, which I thought was really cool. I mean, I think that's another thing about Rockstar. They're gamers too. They play all games, and that's, I guess, probably they've got such good perspective because they don't just know their games; they know all the games, and they get excited, about little things that they're doing like that. It was a really fun, cool thing.
That's one of my favorite missions in Red Dead 2, by the way.
Me too.
Where the fire and he grabs. And it's just the OG music kicks in, and it's like,
so cool.
It's basically it's like the rise of John Marston as we know it. And it was just so. It's so good. It's so good.
Hey, also, did you work with Stephen Ogg, Rob? He was in GTA 5. I swear he was in Red Dead 2 as a cameo. Have I got that wrong?
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think you're right about that. The only thing is, I worked with one of his actual friends, and I think it was for the role that Steve. He did the voiceover for it. I think.
Oh, okay.
His friend, like he couldn't be there that day.
He didn't do the mocap. Yeah.
And I think it might even be the beginning of that scene where Or maybe it's not.
No?
I don't know the game. I don't know the game well.
Steve probably knows.
Well, I know an interesting tidbit. There's a campfire scene we did. Rob was there that day. The one that I did where Bill's talking about his past, and we did it in one take. It was the scene that Rob's mentioned where he got
Marston, sir.
choked up, and
John
it's because it's a very revealing scene for Bill. We talk about how Dutch had him and cleaned him up and stuff. There that day is kind of a cameo. He was just in the campfire, but Ned Luke was there that day. Ned Luke is around the fire with us.
Yeah.
And so
from GTA 5 as well, yeah.
From GTA 5. So a lot of people didn't know that, but
yep.
Yeah. So I remember, I don't know about Stephen Ogg, but I remember the day Ned was
ordinary of intelligences, a remarkable insight.
You probably have a lot in common with those guys.
I'll show you what your
as well.
guts look like. Please, sir, this show of
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we were part of some awesome games.
Thinking about how much of my time you're wasting.
Well, that
get jackets. Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah, those. Well, those guys know what it's like too to be involved in a project for an extended amount of time and not be able to talk about it. That's something that a lot of people don't experience.
Yeah.
But sir, before I act,
Did you struggle with that, Steve and Rob, keeping it a secret?
I didn't. I didn't feel like it was I guess I know how important it is for that stuff to be kept a secret, and so no. I also you got to remember too that so my situation is different from so many other people that I worked with in Red Dead, where I didn't live in New York, or I'm sorry, I didn't live in LA anymore. I wasn't actively looking for acting roles. So, you know, for me, it was just, I had a different perspective on it. I was so happy to be in a position where I was working again that it changed it, you know, for me, that it would have been so much different to be all these other guys who were still regularly auditioning and trying to get things going. But, you know, nobody would ask me, where are you going? I just didn't have a situation like that. So it worked out pretty well for me.
This man is a
Steve?
charlatan. He just got done swindling us down at the Springs with this song dance.
You know, there's some rumblings going on, and I was like, I don't know. I'd be like, I don't know. I said, if they're doing that and it comes out, I'll definitely play it. I said, but you know, I was like, did you play the game? It's like I kind of met a crappy ending, so you know. Unfortunately, they killed me off because people at the time weren't thinking a prequel. They read it and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry about that."
Oh, so that got him off your back.
I'd be like, and not even thinking. Thing was, when the first teaser poster came out, obvious if there's any silhouette that gave anything away, it's like, dude, that's. And I'm like, okay, great. I'm just gonna have to. And then some people are like, that looks like Bill. Is that Bill? And I'm like, how can it be dead? And then I would just avoid people. But now Rob knows this story. And Rob said is like, I can't believe you did this. In January of 2014, before I started working on Red Dead 2, I won't give his name. I had a very close friend who I was part of his wedding. And I've known this person for several years. Well, as much as I love this person, they're a bit of a liberty shipper. They like to talk, and I thought that the first few weeks of filming was going to coincide with the wedding, and I was a groomsman in it. I was given a speech, and my involvement. I had to be honest. I didn't know what change it, and I told him, I was like, well, I booked something, and blah blah blah. And this person got upset because they were a lot of stuff with big family weddings. some things were going wrong, and they had to reschedule with other people. And he was stressed out. He's like, I can't miss the wedding. I said, I'm probably not going to, but I'm letting you know now. I booked this big thing, and I'm going to try to make both work. He's like, well, you got to tell me what it is. And I go, I can't. I'm under an NDA. He's like, so I basically, to get him out, he was so stressed out. I told him a story. I made up a story just to appease him, so he could calm down and focus on planning all this other stuff. Well, he was thrilled for me. He was like, I'm sorry, I'm like, listen, you can't tell anyone.
I don't know. Pretty astute.
And so, as the time approached, it was after the first week of filming. I got back to attend this wedding in Oxnard, and we're going in like the run through the rehearsal dinner, and he's around this group of people, his dad, another group, and the best man, and he's talking, and I show up, and they're like, Steve! And he told them everything I told him, this made-up story. And in my head, I'm thinking, I'm so glad I didn't say it. So and I yelled at him, so stressed out that he did it, but in my head, I'm thinking, I made that all up. But he believed it was so genuine, I was upset. Dude, I was telling him one. And that was the red herring. That was the decoy duck. They went all the way that way. And I was like, they're not even looking at what I'm doing. But because we had mutual friends, and Tom, I had to keep this story. And I remember telling Ben and Rob, he's like, dude, why did you do that? Because for all this time, but we didn't know we'd be working 5 years on this game. I had to keep up a facade of this makeup thing. And you want to know what I told people I was doing?
What?
I was in Canada filming a live-action comedy thing for Adult Swim, starring Rob Riggle, about corporate farming in Canada, called Farmer's Almanac. It was so specific. I made up I did it. I didn't do it in spite, but I did it where it's something because my friend watches like the Adult Swim stuff, and he believed it. Like they did that thing with Kate Mulgrew where she wore the eye patch. It was like an NCIS spinoff, and they did the one with Chris Elliott, and so I did it to make this person think that, and they believed it. And I don't know if that makes me a bad person, but I look back and I think it's hysterical. And I just remember telling Rob this on a train ride, and he's just looking at me like, dude, you're gonna have to remember. You gotta, but it worked.
Oh man.
So, yeah.
What a crazy story.
It's crazy. And people are like, why would you go and cause yourself? And it's like, yeah, but you don't know this friend. And it started with that. And I was under a lot of stress, and that person was stressed, and I had to say something. If you knew this person, you'd be like, oh yeah, I see why I said that, sir. I love this person, by the way. But it's just, I look.
What's the relationship like now, after it's all said and done?
Oh, they're like, can't believe you told that story. You got me. I love your work, but it's all good. It's all good, but yeah. it's just like, oh god.
Oh man, I do remember that. I do remember wondering, why did you make this so much more complicated than it ever had to be?
It should have never been that. But my defense, you don't know this person that I started off. That it could have been anyone else's. Because I went to a few weddings. We did it so long. So many people I know were getting married, having kids, doing this. And it's just, but it started off with this one particular person who was under stress, and they wouldn't have stopped. And I had to give them something, and I did, and then it turned into this other thing that, you know. But I kept it up. They believed every word.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. Crazy. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine.
Beautiful. All right.
Yeah.
I think what we'll do is we'll camp out and then we'll answer a few more questions and
all right,
wrap up. I'll just Do you have fun, Steve?
I love this. This is great, and I'm telling you what, it's not. Oh, I was about to say it's nice and overcast, and now the sun's coming through. I just cursed myself. No, it's beautiful. It's nice and cool. I'm back out on the porch, and now the sun's coming out. Darn it!
Beautiful.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Get out there and get some sun, I guess.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Rob, you are a legend, and so is your character, John Marston. Steve, you're a legend. Rob, what would be the best web address to send artwork to you? Same for you, Steve. Would Instagram be the best way, guys?
Yeah. I think so, for sure. Yeah, thank you so much. That would be awesome. Of course, I love it. And I can print it out and I can laminate it and I can throw it on the wall. I love it. Thank you for thinking to do that.
Yeah, my handle for both Twitter and Instagram is @Steve_J_Palmer. I'm hardly on Twitter anymore, or not. But if you want me to share art that I have your permission to repost on my Instagram page, send it to my my message board, or just put it on your wall and tag me and say, "Steve, you have my permission to copy this and post it." I love posting art from my fans. It's so flattering, and it's such an honor. And yeah, I have no problem posting art because so many of you are so talented. It's very impressive.
Have you got a room like Rob's in now, like the chicken coop?
Do I?
Yeah, you got a shrine for Bill Williamson.
I like I've got my Red Dead stuff in my living room. I got framed posters in there. I've got like Beatle memorabilia and action figures and some Star Wars stuff. Yeah, my living room is kind of my shrine. I don't have a chicken coop, you know. But you know, it's you know, we've all got our own thing. But like in my living room, I've got all my stuff hanging, all my Red Dead stuff, my Beatles stuff. Yeah, a little shrine. Not as big as Rob's, but I'm happy with my shrine. You know.
Brennan,
my shrine of Beatles stuff is bigger than my own Red Dead stuff.
Brennan Brown is the strangest voice, by the way.
That, yes.
Brennan Brown, what? The strangers, what? Say that again. I'm so sorry.
The name of the actor.
The Strange Man.
The Strange Man. Okay, yeah.
I think I can hear myself in your.
Yeah, there's an echo or something.
Yeah, there's an echo or something.
I think it's through yours, Rob. I don't know.
What?
Did you change something?
Through yours, Rob. I don't know. Did you change something? Yeah,
hello.
Put my headphones back in. I don't know if that would matter. Can you hear it now? Can you hear yourself?
Yeah, it's better now.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I took my headphone out. I'm sorry. I blew it.
No. You're all good. I just heard myself then. Question for all three. How did you all three of you grow such awesome beards? I've never been able to pull it off.
I think it has to do with genetics.
Yeah.
Heredity.
We were talking about it earlier.
And having either being single or having a woman in your life that doesn't mind that your head looks like a Sasquatch. If you have those different factors, at least this is how I feel, you can grow a beard.
If you can. See, you guys, I think, both have a strong beard. I'm trying so hard.
No, yours looks good. yours,
coming. It's slowly but surely it's going to get there.
But the thing is, Rob, yours doesn't look patchy. Yours, you've got like a short one, but it's all symmetrical. Some people try to grow up beard. It looks like you took cotton and you just glued it, and those people need to be cleared. It's like, that's gross. Just be clean shaven. Don't try.
Scoop Dog said you missed the scars, Rob. That's the only thing you're missing right now.
I need some scars.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Some scars.
I had a blast. Thank you all so much. Thank you for today, guys. Really enjoyed it. That's from Nicole Lionbacks. We appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, Nicole.
It's been a pleasure, guys. Anything else you wanted to say, Steve, to the fans?
I know there's some fans asking private message, any update on this film that Rob and I are part of called Lulu and the Electric Dreamboat, directed by our dear friend Patty Murphy. I believe that the final edits are happening, and this coming month in September, the film should be completely done with all the proper sound mixing and color paletting and whatnot, and then we'll be ready to start submitting for film fests that are going to start in late winter, early spring of 2023. So we'll have more on that, but we can't go into it. I know that Rob's part is a secret. I have seen the rough cut of the film. Rob's scene is hysterical.
Good.
It's one of my favorite parts in the film, and we've got a movie. We've got a really touching, endearing film. So I can't wait to see the finished product. And we filmed in some really cool locations. It is the elevator pitch of this. It's imagine Scott Pilgrim and 500 Days of Summer on a Clerks budget. It was done on a low budget, but that doesn't mean that it's not done with a lot of heart. But hopefully people will get to see it soon. But I'm proud of the work we did. It's got a tremendous bit of heart, and it's a love letter to the city of Limerick itself and the music scene in Limerick. And if anyone's not familiar with the music scene, the 90s band The Cranberries came out of Limerick, and the Cranberries to Limerick are a lot like what the Beatles are to Liverpool. They are just so endeared with the 90s music scene that came out of Limerick. So we got a lot of very popular Limerick-based bands and Southern Irish-based bands that have contributed to the soundtrack. I've heard some music from the soundtrack. I cannot believe we got such an amazing soundtrack with the indie budget we had. But I'm very proud, and when everyone gets to see it, I think they're going to have a really good time.
Awesome. So that should come out next year, probably. Yeah.
Hopefully,
yeah.
We will definitely update you. We'll definitely when we get more. But the film should be finished editing and everything by mid-September. So
beautiful.
And then we start submitting to festivals. So yeah.
Awesome.
Beautiful. And is there anything Bill Williamson can say to the chat or to us here today?
Work smart. I implore you to not have mosquitoes bite you on the pecker as summer winds down.
Yeah, just everyone go see Top Gun Maverick again.
Oh, what a movie!
Yeah. Do something nice for people. Yeah, just everyone just kind of enjoy the rest of your summer and when you get a chance, go hiking, go outdoors. Outdoors is cool, and do that. I've been doing a lot more outdoor stuff. Been taking some hiking trips. I hiked Malibu Creek State Park a couple weeks ago. Went to the MASH site where they filmed MASH. It was awesome. I went out to Joshua Tree Memorial Day weekend.
Doing it.
Gonna do some hiking today. Yeah, what a great time to be outdoors. And Rob's always outdoors.
This is the only time he's inside for this stream.
Yeah, I know.
That's about right.
This is weird. I got to go back outside. But yeah, no, just go have some outdoor fun, and just enjoy the rest of your summer. And thanks for thinking kindly of our work. It's always an honor. I'm always humbled and honored by the fan base, and yeah, you know what? I'm gonna, speaking of my fan base, because I'm hardly on Twitter. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a fan of Twitter. Twitter is like where people go to fight, and that's not what my MO is. I haven't posted on Twitter in a while, but I think I'm gonna cue my good friend Rob Wiethoff. I think I need to start a TikTok, because people are like, "Why don't you get on TikTok?" And I'm like, I don't. And now everyone's getting on TikTok, and I think I need to do that. So I think I'll be starting a TikTok soon, because why not?
Yes.
Rob seems to be having a good time, and you can still post on. But I'm almost thinking about saying goodbye to my Twitter page, because I'm just not on it. Twitter's just not my jam.
Yeah.
But Instagram, I love Instagram, and I think I'm going to be joining the TikTok family very short. So
beautiful. Yeah.
So
yeah, that's all I got.
Make sure you follow these two on all the social media platforms. And it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much, Steve, for coming on today. We really appreciate
it's been an honor. The cast that has talked with you, and like Ben and Roger, they say nothing but the greatest things about you. Whoops, there goes my earbud. I've been wanting to jump on board in a while, so thank you wholeheartedly for having me today. It's been an honor. It's been a lot of fun, and it's fun watching people. You know, we had so much fun making these games, so I love seeing people enjoy it. I still do.
Absolute pleasure, man. And of course, Rob, we thank you, mate, for coming back again. And did you have fun, Rob? Part 2.
Yes, I think so awesome. I cannot wait to continue on, and we'll see. I don't know if we'll get more actors from the game to come on or not. I really don't know, but I think this went really well with you, Steve. Thank you, man. You added a lot. That was awesome having you part of this. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And if you want to get cheered up, guys,
I might be able to take some. Oh, go ahead, Dan. I mean, talk over.
No, I was saying if you want to be cheered up, Steve or Rob, just come back to this video and watch the chat. The amount of compliments you two are getting is astronomical. All right. So
wow.
I've only read out like 1%. So, but go ahead, Steve. What were you going to say?
No, I said, you know, because I know you haven't gotten to the third act of all this stuff in Tall Trees, but I'm good friends with Joe Achman, and I don't know, maybe we could get Joe on with Rob to see all the bumblings of Marston and McDougal.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Really cool.
Joe may be watching now. I'll reach out to Joe and see if he's in.
Cool.
Joe's one of my favorite people.
Yeah,
he's such a cool dude, and yeah. So
awesome.
we'll see. Yeah,
hopefully that'll work out. Yeah, that'll be great.
I'll ask him if you want me to. He would dig that.
Beautiful. Well, that's
Well,
going to be
good
it,
deal.
guys. We appreciate it. We've been going for 3 hours. So again, Rob and Steve, I appreciate you taking the time today. It's been an absolute pleasure and an honor. And guys, we will see you very, very soon for part 3.
Yeah. All righty.
So
care,
cool.
everyone.
Thank you all.
All right, my friends, have a good Sunday.